Welcome to the First Choice.
Hello, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to my so-called show. And tonight we're discussing the Nick Cage classic, Con Air. And joining me today is none other than one of my regulars, Lord Toxic. How you doing, man?
Hello. How are you?
There you are.
Put the bunny back in the box, please.
Oh, God, there was many more quotable lines just like that as well. And God, we love it for it. It's such a quotable movie. And yeah, Chris of Kingsford as well. Always welcome. I think this might be your second time on here now, because you did Judge Dredd with us as well, didn't you? So, yeah.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Listen, always welcome to have you all on. And, God, what can I say? Con Air. It's just it's just dumb, but so enjoyable. It's like, what is it called? The Holy Trinity of Nick Cage action movies, along with The Rock and Face Off. And this was definitely one of his best actioners. So, yeah. Before we crack on, I will go from Critter Kingsford down to Lord Toxic. So, first time coming into knowledge of Con Air, or when you first saw it, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Okay. All right. I saw it back in the theater. That's how old I am. I think, and I didn't bother doing a deep dive, 1997. So I'm not sure. I'm going to get the director wrong. Who's the guy who does all the explosive movies? Is it
Bruckheimer?
Right. Wasn't this like a Bruckheimer / Bay thing back in the day with the tree hitting the lightning? What was that?
Well, it used to be. Yeah. It used to be Bruckheimer and what's his face?
From Simpson World, isn't it?
Yeah. It used to be that, but I think this is the first one where it branched off and it was just Bruckheimer.
Because I think this is my first or second film of that. I guess I'll use the word genre, that style of like The Rock, and everything blows up a speed. So as a more youthful person, yeah, this was a fun movie. I'll definitely watch the clips from here and there. And I remember in the theater watching how angry I was that Nick Cage was being railroaded by the court. I was so angry defending his wife.
Yeah, I've watched it again. It still pisses me off. It's like, what? Self-defense. That guy was going to kill him. He had a knife. He had the right.
I just, oh God. But yeah, and again,
you guys are adorable. I love you guys so much. You're so adorable.
That the cast, this, like I said before, I like watching older films, and there's like 45 faces. Like, oh my God, that this is like the third film, and they became a big like. I also remember seeing, for God's sakes, Cole Meany. And I'm like, oh, O'Brien from Star Trek. And like, that was probably the third time I saw him in an actual movie.
Yeah, because he was already well known for Star Trek The Next Generation, wasn't he, as O'Brien?
Yeah. So enjoyed the film. It's a blast.
Yeah, it is. It's fit. Yeah. I remember seeing the posters back at the pictures when I was seeing something else, but I was still way too young to be seeing that movie. I think I wasn't even 10 yet. I think I was about 8 or 9. And I did see it a few years later, and yeah, it was just downright mindless and dumb. But I ended up watching it more and more, and it's a favorite of mine. It's a favorite action movie. My favorite action movie of the 90s. So, Lord Toxic, first time you came into knowledge of this, or when you first saw it, and
Yeah. So I was about 20. I had been a kitchen manager, working down in South Florida. I had my first paid vacation. Made $350 to do nothing for a week, which I thought was dope back in 1997. And it's also my birthday week, or at least my birthday month. And so I was like, yeah, I want to go spend most of the week in the movies. And me and the first wife and my sister, and I think our new baby, went out and saw this. You know, he was a real good kid, just sat in a little carriage thing, and we went and just saw mindless, dumb schlock movies. And this was one of them. I had thought it was going to be really cool. I had just come off of seeing Gross Point Blank, so I was super excited. And yeah, you're right. This was like the holy trinity of Nick Cage movies between The Rock and Face Off. So I was like, yeah, this is dope. This looks cool to me. And watched it, enjoyed it for what it is. And yeah, I saw it then. I've seen it probably a good 20 something times, and it's we'll get into it later, but it's so interesting how I thought so many things were inaccurate at the time, and so many things that I thought were accurate. And I've completely done a 180, and the stuff that I thought was accurate is not, and the stuff that I thought was completely ridiculous, I found out is actually pretty close to the truth, or at least closer to the truth than I would have. And we'll get into that as we progress. And
I'm guessing the all him being found guilty for manslaughter is probably more accurate then, because the way you just said you're adorable, you know something we don't.
Yeah, so I've actually been on Con Air 3 times. So and I've also been a prison guard previous life. So I do have a specific, and I've also been in the military. I was not a ranger, but I was a paratrooper, and so I feel like I have a pretty distinct knowledge of how close to reality or not, depending on which part you happen to be talking about, that this movie is. And surprisingly enough, it gets, there's some stuff that's just way over the top ridiculous that would never happen, but there's some stuff that they are really close to being on the money, and I find that fascinating. And I remember speaking on that, but like I said, I'll wait till you go. I know you're going to go through the movie kind of step by step, so I'll wait till you get to those specific parts, but I can answer anything. I feel I can answer anything that you put forth. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, that's that'll be good as well, because the fact that it's probably has got more right, despite the fact it is just this big blockbuster, leave your brain in a jar while watching blockbuster. I've said blockbuster already, but well, we kind of get the idea about this movie. Yeah, leave your brain by the jar, but it probably hasn't done a few things right. So I think it will add some more credibility to this. So I think we may just crack on, because it's like, how can we? I don't think there's anything more to discuss before we get into it, because it's one of those movies you can just sit back and relax and just enjoy, because it knows what it is. I mean, every actor on it, they probably knew what was what they were getting into, and you can tell they're just lapping it up. They totally are.
Well, funny you say that. And before we get, like, I going through to get into the meat of some of the trivia for this to prepare myself as I was rewatching it, which I literally just shut it off 10 minutes ago before, again, I was watching it while I was eating lunch and preparing a class for later today. And Neb does have a brain, believe it or not. And yeah, I have done it all.
Kind of.
Yeah. I'm surprised I guess I'm not surprised given today's atmosphere, but I am more surprised than not that actors like John Cusack and especially Malkovich have kind of, disparaged the movie in later years or more recent years, saying they kind of disavow it and wish that they had not done it and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, why are you guys acting like this? Like, that doesn't make us like you anymore. Like, you were in a cheesy 90s action movie. Fucking embrace it, bro. But yet they have like really kind of disavowed it. And I'm like, do you think that makes us like you better? Because it really, I mean, I speak for myself, and I think you guys might agree. That doesn't make me like you guys better. That makes me think you're kind of an elitist dick by saying that now. Because I think it's good.
Really snobby.
Yeah, no, they've both come out to say they disavow this film and they don't like it. They don't value their time working on it, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, wow, what a dick move. Like, I don't like that.
Considering that Malkovich played so many other villain type guys and heavies, and if I remember, like maybe 2 years ago, he was in a straight to DVD movie where they were three robbers and a giant dog was preventing them from getting the box of money or something. I'm like, I did not realize that they smack talk the movie, but I am surprised. But Malkovich really, he's been in shittier films than this, so I don't know what that's all about. Cusack, I think maybe just trying to be relevant. I don't know, trying to distance himself and with the other stuff he's doing lately, which I off the top of my head I can't even think because he's even been in a couple crappy horror films and whatnot.
Oh, facts.
You know,
Facts.
with Sam Jackson, that Stephen King, Cell.
Yeah,
where everyone's been they lose their mind with the signal. So
Yeah.
I would think Con Air is a hell of a lot better than some of the crap they've done in the last 10 years. I'm just surprised.
no, and I mean, ironically enough, if you look at the character that he plays a U.S. Marshal, but he plays a U.S. Marshal that has, you know, been very college educated and sort of has pretty left-leaning beliefs, or at least libertarian beliefs, if not liberal, certainly liberal for the time. You know what I mean? And that's pretty close to what John Cusack's actual beliefs are. So I'm really surprised at his attitude with this. And I wonder, like, why actors like them, and, you know, like I'll point out like Scarlett Johansson, like, do you think you guys are doing any favors to like, do you think that makes us like you more for something that we find to be good, cheesy entertainment? And then you're coming out to say, like, nah, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Like, dude, just embrace it. And just
pure entitlement, isn't it? It's the pure entitlement of these people. It's like,
didn't,
what makes you think you're better than us? It's really disappointing to hear. It is.
She pulled her name. I'm sorry, Scarlett Johansson just pulled her name as a producer on the Thunderbolts, which isn't really going to help them make any more money or any less money. And she's coming out. Look, I love the Jurassic Park movies, but they're craptacular. The last 7 or however many there've been. But she's also in that new Jurassic Park where she's hunting dinosaurs. And again, to mouth off, you know, I took my name off this project. Well, your name and your face is all over, and merchandising. You're going to be an action figure for the new dinosaur movie, which looks utterly ridiculous, but probably fun.
No, totally agree. Totally agree. It's this pure hypocrisy. It's like Jim Carrey saying he disavows guns, even though after Kick-Ass 2 came out, where he was gunning people down.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
what did he?
They all cashed the check.
I know.
You know, I think last time we had this conversation, I talked about who played the voice of Chef. He came out angry about their slam against, I believe, it was Scientology. But
yeah, I know, but it was all right with the mocking Christianity and Judaism and all that.
He cashed all those checks, and now it's a problem.
No, I totally agree. But you know what? Fuck those clowns. I mean, Con Air's great. All right, it's not Hamlet, but we don't care. We don't want it to be Hamlet. We just want it to be a dumb action flick with Nick Cage putting on a bad Alabama accent and flowing his majestic mullet in the explosions. I mean, that's
magical mullet.
Really bad.
Very
really bad
majestic.
Alabama accent. Like bad Alabama
Forget
accent.
slow motion explosions. Check out his hair.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, and we'll get into this as well, because for as dumb as it is, it does a lot of things right, writing wise. You know, even if it is a little bit of a schlocky B movie thing, I mean, it sets up a lot of good things as well. It puts a lot of things together. So yeah, let me get the slides up. Give me a second. Bear with me. Yeah, thanks for joining me, Wear Me Spoons and Nix, and who else is in the chat right now? Let's have a look. Never mind. Give me a minute. So yeah, we see this little montage where all the soldiers have fought in the war and they're coming home now, and it's like, yeah, your sacrifices will never be ignored, you know. And then we get Nicolas Cage coming back to be reunited with his newly pregnant wife, Monica, played by Monica Potter. And God, what the fuck happened to her? She was a total smoke show back in the day.
She was a total smoke show. She's never been hotter than she is in this. And she was like late 90s, early 2000s, was like literally in anything and everything. Like she was the it girl of that era. And she fell off the map, didn't she?
Yeah, she just retired or something like that. Because I wouldn't really blame her. Because especially with the Hollywood climate these days. But yeah, let's have a look. See what's happening with Monica Potter. That's
Monica, if you're out there, would you like to come on the show and discuss with us what happened to you? Did you express right-leaning views, and then you were canceled or something. Did you get an invite to Epstein Island or Diddy Party, and you disavowed?
Oh yeah, she definitely won't be coming on now. She's 53, and I don't know,
I'm
she's
seeing like
looking pretty good.
Boston Legal and a bunch of movie. Patch Adams, that goes way. That's 1998.
Oh God, that was
Uh,
terrible. God,
Yeah, I know, man.
R.I.P. Robin, but man, that was a bad movie.
Parenthood,
damn.
the TV show that ended in 2015.
Oh, she was in that. Yeah, I forgot. Wow.
I don't know. Maybe this is. I think it's a horror film. The Girl in the Pool, 2024.
Not familiar.
Yeah, no. I like nothing jumps out at me other than Patch Adams and Parenthood and Boston Legal.
Yeah, she's been making a lot of appearances in little TV shows, so she's still doing so much, just a bit more low key. But I'll get a picture of her now because she's still looking pretty good. Let's have a look.
Is she?
Yeah, so far. Let's have a
Oh
look.
yeah. She for 53. She looks very pretty.
Oh my, 53 is kind of like half your age, though, isn't she, Critters? Well, that's kind of that would be kind of cradle Robin.
Oh my God. Son of a bitch.
Let's get the screen shared. See the lovely Monica Potter. Right, here we go. Stop screen and
actually, I forgot about Nicolas Cage's accent until you just brought it up. That's right. He was doing "Put the Bunny Down."
yeah. Yeah, I think these are the latest pictures. I don't know. Pictures are a bit blurry though. But she looks good.
Oh, that's a good. Oh, can you expand that picture? That looks good. She looks good there.
Well, how long? How many years ago was that?
I don't know.
Because her most current one, it's short cropped hair on her.
Well, this is in 2024, so without the logos going up, I don't know. She looks pretty good. I've seen worse. No, she's good. She's good. She doesn't look like she's had so much surgery or anything like that. I don't know if she has, then it's a good fucking surgery.
Well, if you're a light skin, like pale skin, kind of ginger and or blonde female, like just don't smoke. As long as you don't smoke, you'd be all right. But if you start smoking, it's going to add like 40 years. Unfortunately, a lot of actresses didn't learn that. They started smoking. They thought it looked hip. It helps them from not eating, and they look like mummified corpses by the time that they're like 50. So just don't smoke, ladies. It's really bad for you. It's gonna age your face, and nothing you could do can fix it after that. So just an idea.
Yeah, and you don't want to go surgery either, do you? I mean, it's like they just make them look weird.
Once some of these ladies get the surgery, there's no going back. Like the girl from forgot The Boys. In between season 2 and 3, she did like
there was no God, no need for that.
She just looks like someone just mashed their fucking.
Why did she do that? I don't understand that.
And as a co-star, I would find it so distracting, at least for the first few weeks of filming, until like, okay, I'm getting used to it now.
With that being like a sci-fi type show, I would have like explained it away and just be like, listen, I'm sorry that, like whatever you got going on in your life, we're going to have to write in a thing where like the compound V is like fucking up your face or something, and like put it in that. But that's what I would love.
She got splashed with acid and the goggles did nothing.
The goggles, they do nothing.
They do nothing.
Yeah, Chris was a young one. He just sounded old in human years. Hello, Nick, man. Always welcome, man.
I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends.
Yeah. Oh, it's everyone friends. That's him being friendly. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's reunited with recently with his newly pregnant wife, and he's trying to have a good time. And then this fucking asshole goes over and is like, "Hey, you want to dance with me, sugar tits?" I've got Mel Gibson there now.
Fucking Waingro always starting shit no matter where he goes. He pops every time he pops up in a film or a TV show. Waingro is always.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah,
that was him. Jesus Christ! It's like he looks a little different here as well. But yeah, that's him. It's like
no, he always looks a little different. But I don't know the actor's name, but I can always recognize his fucking voice. He is such a piece of shit. I mean, as soon as I heard his voice when I saw this movie, I'm like, that's fucking Waingro right there, starting shit again.
They've got a few heat stars on here as well, like Donnie Trejo and M. Wilson. Fucking who else? Who else is on there?
Ving Rhames.
No, he's not on Heat.
I'm sorry.
Babyo, fucking Bubba Gump. Bubba, what's his name? Is his buddy? with the diabetes. He was in Heat.
Yeah. I paged your ass for the last few weeks. I can't stand fucking paging.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's typical fucking drunk asshole who's probably pissed off that she's with him and not with him. But he's like,
I didn't read it. I didn't read it that way. The way I read it is like while he was deployed, she was probably fucking a couple of these different guys, and then now they're pissed off that he's back home and he's not doing it anymore.
Yeah, she's a whore. She definitely would. She's a whore. So yeah, it's like, is this a guy regular? It's like, yeah, I'm a regular hound dog. Ow! It's like, well, this is a special moment. Could you fuck off so I can spend some time with my hot wife? And he starts getting all pissy, saying, hey, you bunch of pussies, no wonder we lost Nam. And he almost goes for him, but Monica Potter just reels him back. And she gives a little hint that he probably was a little bit of a more of a dickhead before he was in the army. He was like, you almost became that guy again. I thought the army would have made that guy grow up a bit. And he does show some restraint as well, but then later on, they show up ready to fucking gang up on him, and it doesn't really work out because he goes for the knife, tries to fucking hack him up, but it doesn't work, and he just busts. I think he knocks his nose into his brain and fucking sends him flying to the ground dead. And that's where we get the start of the film, where fucking Zito from Miami Vice gives him some very bad legal advice, apparently. Or correct me if I'm wrong, Toxic.
Oh, it's bad legal advice for sure. Like I was looking for like a deleted scene where he was in like maybe he was cousins with these fuckers or something and had some ulterior motive, but he's just a bad lawyer. And he was giving him, what happens is this. So this is where we go into the whole, what I know now as opposed to what I thought then. So I'm like, first I thought like, okay, he'd be in military court. Well, because he was discharged, he's technically a civilian, but they're still judging him by like what his military thing is. So he did not get like a court martial, but he did get charged by the feds. So he went to, instead of going to the DOC, Department of Corrections for the state, he went through the BOP, which is the Bureau of Prisons for the feds. What their justification for that is kind of unclear to me, but the feds can pick up whatever case they want. But anyway, long story less long. He gives him advice that might work in the state, but the judge doesn't have to take the plea bargain and just decides to like make an example out of Poe. So there is no like deleted scene, or at least not one I'm aware of. If you know of one in the chat, like there's a deleted scene somewhere. But anyway, his lawyer, the fucking captain from the Shield, basically, or the commissioner from the Shield gives him fucking horrible advice. He winds up taking the plea deal. And if you take a plea deal in the feds and you don't have it locked in, the feds give you the like mandatory minimum on the sentence. So like if you're going to do that, you're going to do a hard time. And that's basically what happens to him. And he gets caught up in the system and they don't give a fuck. In fact, it hurts him that he was in the military. It doesn't fucking help him. So, I mean, that is pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate.
Damn. So, yeah, I mean, fucking hell, I remember when I posted this in the Critical Drunk post a couple of years back as well. And everyone kind of agreed that it was really sort of like unrealistic, but now it's looking like this is actually they got it right then. So it's not totally wrong. And yeah, she's crying. Oh my god, I'm just gonna go cry into some random bar guy while he's in jail.
I remember being upset. I remember being upset that he was going to jail. I mean, obviously the movie had to go somewhere, but I remember being upset. And then like, why would you hang out in this bar? And like, all right, he should have shown some restraint, but whatever. You get angry, you're drunk.
Well, maybe he's
like one of those working class guys that just likes to hang out in these rough and ready bars more than the one of these bloody chain pubs anyway, the fancy bars anyway. So who knows? But he's in jail now, so now it's like the opening credits. So it's like a big montage of him going back and forth with his daughter, and some of them are like, his daughter's like, "Dear Daddy, I just went to school. We had playtime." It's like, well, it's kind of like school, except we don't have playtime. We just got to avoid getting shanked and, raping the showers, And you see him doing all this stuff. He's like trying to sort of like discipline himself some more. He's doing this yoga thing. He's like doing push-ups on the floor upside down, and he's becoming friends with Bubba from fucking Forrest Gump. So yeah, it's just like a little montage. He's even avoiding all the prison riots, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, he's working out because there's no else to do in jail. And yeah, well, you get the point. You know, he misses his daughter, and very soon he's about to come home to her, and it's like, I'm going to see my daughter, yeah. And this is a moment where we do get to know a little bit of get the friendship established between him and Bubba. You know, it's like I love this little joke where he's making about the bone. He's like, well, it's a lot better than sharpened toothbrushes and pack of Pall Mall. Well, that's a gift. I'll remember that on your birthday.
Yeah, not a single thing that is sent to and fro in these packages would be allowed in any stretch of the imagination. Nothing that is here would be allowed. Like, not a fucking thing, because there's so much drugs sent through the mail. None of this would be okay or be kosher. Just FYI. So there we go. Like, fake. We should probably like create some kind of like thing like fake as fuck and like realistic. Like, I'll make a slide that says that you can pop it up at your convenience where it says like fake as fuck or
Just to add to that, when I worked for Barnes and Noble, we would send people would send books to their prisoner friends or family prisoners. So it depended on what they did, the topic of the book, or what prison it was going to. Because sometimes things would be sent back, and I'm like, you can't send a martial arts a ninja training book.
Correct.
And and then depending on what the person did, you couldn't even send them a cookbook. So I would end up having arguments with these people because the book would be sent back to. We always use their return address, but we would ship it for them. It would come back and all these arguments like it's not my decision. Every prison jail has a list of requirements, and also like Toxic was saying, depends on what you did. Like some guy, you don't get shit,
Yeah, no, it's just few chats come up. We just got Leroy Peters coming up in the chat. I cried at the end when he was reunited with his wife and daughter. I kind of agree. I was just watching it recently, and I was like, you know what? I didn't as a kid, but as a grown up, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm getting a bit soft in my old age, but he kind of does sell the kind of loss of not being there for when she was growing up. But I'll give credit. This kind of leads me to my next point as well, because it's got this really cheesy Nazis, sort of like really soppy Nazis balladier song, which was
my god, dude, this song in 97, you could not get away from this in 97.
No,
bro.
I agree. I couldn't get away from this in my own home. My mom had the single by Leanne Rhymes, even though it was sung by someone else on this movie.
Right. It was Leanne Rhymes redid it. And then, so they had like the soundtrack version, and then they had the Leanne Rhymes version came back like a year later in 98. And in 98, I started working part-time at a movie theater on my days off from the bar that I worked at. And dude, they have like the Theater Radio Network. Dude, you could not get away from the song for like 2 straight. It was like the Titanic Celine Dion song. Like you could not get away from it, bro.
Yeah, the Nazis had some stuff we could not get away from. It was for all of its positives, there was a shitload of negatives as well. But apart from that, we do get that kick-ass sort of guitar solo going on every time there's a cool action scene going on, and I don't know why, I just love it. I know it's dumb, but I don't know, it just makes me feel good watching it. So yeah, I know like his little reaction here is like, I'm going home. Anything Nicolas Cage done is automatically a me. It really is. Yeah, and I like the fact that these convicts have got little books out for Bubba as well. So obviously they probably have got a soft spot for him, despite their very criminality kind of nature. And this is where the film starts to set up a little bit more towards, the plot. We get a little bit of exposition on Con Air as well. And it's like this big, imposing thing that has managed to contain all the worst of the worst criminals, when they've transferred. And we get to know the female security guard, Bishop, played by Rachel Tickerton, back when she was still really, really hot. She was aging out a little bit by then, but she was still a very good-looking woman. And then we get a little bit more on exposition on Bubba's diabetes, and I'm like, shit, fucking hell, they're being very neglectful, not giving him the shot the night before when they should have done. Kind of sounds right.
It is actually very accurate. I've seen guys with diabetes in both the federal and the state system drop dead and or go into diabetic coma because of the fact that the COs won't give them their stuff or don't give them it to them in a timely manner. It's bad. Like if you have a serious health problem and you go to prison, you're basically a dead man, unless you got some kind of like thing in your in your package where they're going to like look after you or put you like in a medical facility specifically. You are in serious fucking trouble. If you're healthy, you'd probably be okay. And there is medical stuff, like you can get dental and vision and stuff worked on. But if you have something like diabetes or whatever, you are in serious fucking trouble if you go to prison.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds like our fucking National Health Service these days as well. So, so yeah, it's obviously they get a little bit of bonding as well, which shows that she's, which also establishes later that she trusts Paul later, because if they didn't have this setup, she'd be very, very skeptical of him a little bit. And this is where we meet Larkin, played by John Cusack, and he's obviously this geek as well. He's got these like these basket-looking sandals on his feet. It's the really dorky footwear. He's got this ill-fitting suit on as well. He really does look like he looks like a banker who can't find a decent suit. Then this is where we meet Colm Meaney's character, and he's putting on this very bizarre American accent, and you get a sense of this guy as well. He shows up in this car and he's like, beautiful, sunsets are beautiful, newborn babies are beautiful, but this is spectacular. So it's kind of this guy who's kind of a bit more rough and ready. He doesn't give a fuck. You know, he doesn't take no prisoners, blah, blah, blah. And you get these really cool action sun shots where everything blares because of the heat surrounding them. I love that. I don't know why. And we meet one of Lance's friends, young Zuzef, if I'm getting his name right. Lance has interviewed him right behind John Cusack.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he interviewed him a while back ago. Yeah, he seems like a decent guy as well. He answered my question on why on that Griselda TV show, and he was very respectful. I think he defended it a little bit, even though there was a lot wrong with it, but he was still very respectful to us. He didn't get all spiteful saying, you know, NAB is wrong, you know, Griselda is much better, you're clearly not watching it right, blah, 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 all that bullshit. But this is where this is kind of like this B plot, this little loose plot thread where they're trying to get this guy to talk, to confess about some crime or other, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It kind of gets dropped after he tries to betray Cyrus. So he's basically the main guy for these others, and completely unaware just how much of a force to reckon with Cyrus the Virus will be once he gets on that plane. And we've seen it, and this is where we are getting to know him a little bit. We're getting to know him as a little bit of a highly educated, bit of a bookworm, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And Colm Meaney's like, "Who's this guy? Dictionary boy."
Thesaurus boy would be more accurate.
And he corrects him, doesn't he? So. And obviously, this agent's going to be undercover as well. And last thing, and John Cusack is warning him not to bring a gun on board. And he's like, and obviously, Colm Meaney's like, okay, you know, we won't bring a gun on board. We totally will bring a gun on board. Because fuck college boy, what does he know? But I just love this as well. It's basically just exposition, but it sounds about right as well. He's filling, you know, he's debriefing people who don't know what they
right. So it works it works as far as telling the audience, but it works as far as exposition for, you know, these DEA guys that would not. By the way, DEA would have nothing to do with, like, the BOP and the marshals would be in complete charge of this. The DEA wouldn't be able to say shit for this. So for whatever that's worth.
I totally agree. This movie is incredibly stupid, as it might seem at times. It is, for all intents and purposes, entertaining for sure. What's it come at?
I'm still astounded on my, like I said, on my recent rewatch. In order to prepare for this, I am like astounded how much stuff they actually got right. It's really crazy, bro.
I know, because I did look at the trivia and they did actually, because even though they knew what they had, they still worked hard to still make it come across credible. I mean, we still get these characters. I mean, they are complex or that well layered, but you get who they are. And the fact is, the simplicity is what makes them so entertaining. And yeah, it is good exposition as well. I mean, this is pretty dark stuff as well there.
Oh, all right. I guess I'm in charge.
I just like it's a cornucopia of cliches, all the different villains. You know.
Well, I like it because it falls in line with the 90s, thing in order to give us give us the exposition. Some of this stuff was utilized in the trailer. It was done like with a different voiceover. I remember the trailer being a really good trailer for back in the day. It was like, this is Diamond Dog. Diamond Dog came in.
I like the fact that he's a black militant and he's written a book and New York Times are praising it. It's like, yeah, that sounds about fucking right. That does.
Tap Denzel for the movie.
It's like,
did John Leguizamo ever regret this particular character of his? I mean, he's very mouthy lately with Mario Brothers. So did he ever go and what do you call it? Say like he regrets taking this character on?
He's not in this one.
Well, I'm thinking of James.
Who do you think John Leguizamo is in here?
The gay guy.
That's not John Leguizamo.
No, it's someone else. I forgot his name. I know he's in Dangerous Minds, but I can't remember what his name is.
You know what? Can I tell you guys? Can I tell you something funny about this? For my early birthday present and Happy Father's Day, my sister took me and my wife to this film, which really didn't mean much because she worked at the movie theater, so she got free tickets, right?
So I thought that counts.
Fair, yeah, fair. I was very happy with it. We did get free popcorn too, but I remember my sister asking, because it hasn't quite happened yet in the narrative of that Luke is doing, but she was like, they let girls get on that poor girl. They're letting this girl get on the flight with these guys.
Yeah,
my wife at the time, they're like, that's a dude. That's a dude, Kim. That's not a guy. Yes, thank you. You're right, Nadia. It is the thought that counts. That's true enough. True enough.
Yeah. He believes it. Then we get down.
By the way,
a few comments here. Well, we're really getting a lot of comments. So yeah,
we are. Hey, Luke, just so you know, if I pop off with realistic or fake, or if you know better and it's realistic or fake, whatever, I got 2 different slides that you can pop up and intermingle them as we go on. If you want to label a slide or a scene grab that
It is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. There we go. Fake. Yeah.
Or real.
I've got it now, so I can put it up later. So
sure.
So yeah, thanks for joining us, Nadia as well, and Sparkles. Let's see, let me get down. Is she on there? I thought she was.
I thought I saw Sparkles. If you are in here, Sparkles, thank you. Nadia, thank you so much. You guys, if you're in the chat, if you haven't, please subscribe to Nadia's channel. We are in the middle of Stranger Things season 2, and we're trying to get her to 1,000. Nadia, pop off. Have you got to 1,000 yet, boss? If you have gotten there, if not, please subscribe to Nadia's channel. I'm gonna post I can't actually. Whoever's got a wrench, if you can post the link to Nadia's channel.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I have any mods. I'm gonna have to add people on as a mod.
Why don't you add Critter on? I know from running streams, it's really difficult to multitask and keep a narrative going. But if you can, you maybe give it to Critter, and Critter can post links and shit like that, or me, whatever you want to do, buddy.
Yeah, this is the channel Horror with Nats. Do subscribe. She's really good. She's a brilliant YouTuber. You'll love her. Keep informed of her stuff. She's always got something going on. So yeah, and who else? Right, who else is coming on? Yeah, it's Cyrus the Virus, played by John Malkovich, and
one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite roles of his too.
FYI. It is. I mean, it's hammy, but at the same time, I still buy him as this very, very intelligent, sadistic convict as well. So he's done everything, murder, robbery, but he's bettered himself in these during his time in jail. He's educated himself, everything. He's become very smart, and he's probably one of my favorite movie villains as well, because I love a villain that's just really fucking smart and has no problem just being aware what a sadistic, psychotic fuck they are.
That's what pisses me off about the fact that he's come down on the fact that he doesn't think this is like a good role for him, or he doesn't like, or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, dude, why are you pissing on this movie? Like, you've done much, much worse stuff. I mean, I always feel like John Malkovich elevates whatever performance he's in. You never, except for like of Mice and Men, you never forget that you're looking at John Malkovich, but that doesn't really matter because it's just like, I'm fine because I like seeing a John Malkovich performance, and he seems to be having a lot of fucking fun with this. Why are you dissing this so much?
He also, some of the villain, like Line of Fire. I mean, not it's the same kind of character, but like all these little nuances that makes one villain different from the other, because the guy is a really damn good actor. But yeah, I don't know I don't know when he made these statements and what the problem is, but whatever.
Yeah, because in Line of Fire, he is actually a bit more sympathetic. You get why he is. But here, no, we don't want him to, we're not. He's not sympathetic, and to be honest, I'm not bothered that he isn't. I'm glad that he knows he's evil and that he doesn't care. You know, it's just. But and then we get Dave Chappelle as well as Pinball, and obviously his earlier roles as well before earlier roles as well, because he was already doing small roles in The Nutty Professor.
So
all that stuff.
Here we got another realistic scene. So this is real. This is a trick that they do in prison where they'll put something shitty, including shit, in their mouth. So when a guard searches their mouth, because we're going to find out later, he's got a string tied to a tooth where he swallowed an item of contraband into his stomach, but he doesn't want it to digest, and he wants to be able to upchuck it later without actually upchucking. So they put something gross in their mouth. Sometimes it's shit. They take a little bit of shit. Yes. And they put it on their molar or something like that, so they don't actually swallow it. And when the CO goes to like search, they don't see the string. They have a word for it, but I can't remember what it's called. Where they have it tied to their tooth and they can pull it up. This has been used in a lot of different movies, but it's 100% realistic and real. So kudos score for realism for this scene. This is something that would happen in prison.
Yeah, it's like one of those things that there's a little it's planting a little seed that something's wrong as well. Something's going to happen, which is always a smart thing to do in your script.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously he doesn't check him, and he just comes out. I mean, because when the convicts come out, the music's like dom 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 dom, and as soon as camera comes out, you get that which I always thought was real funny. It's because it goes to show just how out of place he is with these other guys. It's like, that's Cameron Poe. He's a parolee. He's a nobody. So obviously Colin May is not happy about it, but his boss is like, Larkin's the best thing we got. And he's like, yeah, well, I'd still like to step on his larynx. And yeah, we get another setup for a pretty funny payoff as well. He just takes his the picture of his kid as well, because there's no personal possessions on the plane. And I'm guessing that's realistic as well, even if it's a picture of your loved one.
This is, this is, in fact, I will go until they get onto the plane. I would have lost my rent money betting you up to the point of like 2013 when I first went on Con Air myself. I would have said there's no way any of this shit is fucking. They're not going to have 20 U.S. Marshals standing there with shotguns and M4s standing around the fucking plane doing this big show of putting guys in full body chains up to the fuck. But this is why the BOP disavows this, because they don't like this to be known, because it's such a huge waste of taxpayers' money. None of these guys are going anywhere. None of them have a chance, because being in a full body cuff, you're not getting out of that unless you're fucking Houdini, because your hands are cuffed to your belly and your belly is cuffed to your legs and your legs are cuffed together. You ain't fucking doing nothing. So this whole thing where they have 20 U.S. Marshals standing around with either shotguns or rifles while you do this like long chain gang walk into, and you've already been searched before you left the prison. So searching them on the runway is it's just for show, but it is all 100% real and accurate. And I was shocked when we did. I'm like, dude, this is fucking straight out of Con Air. And I found out that's why the BOP, the Bureau of Prison, hates this scene, because it actually is realistic. And they must have just tapped some kind of ex-convict or ex-guard and said like, hey, how would they do this? Like for real. But it's not this high-tech, secure version. That the inside of the plane is all bullshit. It's just a regular plane stripped down just to seats that they can lock you to the seats. But other than that, this whole setup, everything they're doing is 100% real.
Yeah, because I noticed the plane does look more like a cargo plane, but with seats nailed to the floor. So it's kind of cool when even dumb action films get something right. And it also means that we get to know this guard as well. He's obviously an asshole who kind of lives for beating up fucking prisoners when if looking for any excuse to beat up any prisoners whatsoever. So yeah, obviously this guy tries to talk to him as well, and he's just not interested. He's like, yeah. So yeah, he gets the agent on the plane, pretending he's one of the convicts when he's undercover, and he's actually letting him know as well that he's gonna fucking do something bad to him lately, to this native Indian kind of guy. And I think I've seen him in a few action flicks where he was a little bit more younger, but he still had that very mean looking face. And then we get Billy here. We get a little bit more of a hint on the antagonizing relationship they have later. He just looks at him. He's like, "When you're looking at Punk," he's like, "I'm just a mirror in your cage. It fits you well." And I don't know who this guy is, but they look like they just dragged him out of the fucking jail cell and put him in the movie. He looks nuts. And obviously he does the whole fucking tour guard thing, just beats up this guy who spits on him, and what is it? Yeah, we go. Yes, if anyone fucking farts and pens my nasal passages, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you all up. And this is where we get to see Danny Trejo as well, who was always good value, and he's like this rapist anyway called Johnny 23, and he's got a rose on his arm for all of his bitches. But it also sets up a nice. It also establishes that Cyrus the Virus, despite his psychotic tendencies, he still has some kind of. There's some lines he won't cross. I mean, he despises rapists, and I love this line. For me, you're somewhere between a cockroach and that white stuff that accumulates over your mouth when you're thirsty. I'm like, that sounds like a John Malkovich line. That really does. That is such a gross image to describe. And obviously, and I don't know about this line. It sounds so fucking cheesy, but it does make me laugh. It's like, hey, stewardess, what's the movie that we're going to be watching tonight? It's like, oh, it's called I'll Never Make Love to a Woman Again, followed by the award-winning short, I'll Never Eat Steak Ever Again. It does. It's funny. Yeah, this film is funny. It doesn't care it doesn't care how stupid or dumb it is. It's obviously, it knows it's entertaining us. But I don't know if this would work. I mean, wouldn't they have metal detectors on here to detect the oh no, they've got the cuffs, haven't they? So they wouldn't do that. But yeah, they've got these little picks that they've shoved into the skin as well, so they can pick the locks and escape. And the dumbasses in charge of this are like, hey, don't worry about this. They're all restrained. Nothing can go tits up.
It's giving Titanic, you'll never sink this ship.
Yeah.
Sinkable. God himself couldn't sink this ship.
Yep. Everyone's always so sure until they're not sure.
Shut up. I know what I'm doing.
Yep. Not now, kiddo.
Yeah.
Yep. And the shit in his mouth pays off, because now we found out why. It's to avoid being searched for this stuff that's coming out of his mouth, and it's like this flammable liquid and the keys and everything, and yeah, he just sets this guy on fire, which I think is a dumb move, because I mean, you sat right next to him. right? You're going to burst in flames as well.
Well, he
but-
didn't. Yeah, he didn't have much of a choice. Also realistic is how. I mean, the inside is not realistic. Though this high tech shit is not realistic. They just you're basically just locked to your seat in a regular plane without any of the, you don't have a tray tables and shit like that. Like all that shit's removed and it's just a seat. But they take your body cuff and they lock it to the floor in front of you. So you really can't go anywhere unless you ask to go to the bathroom, and you're really lucky. I mean, probably better done is Orange is the New Black, when the main character Piper gets transferred to go to court, and she gets flown to wherever it is that she's got court, and that's probably pretty accurate about how you got to be really lucky to get a cool marshal that's going to let you go piss, because they're just basically like, I don't care, piss yourself. We have people that'll clean it. So you really got to make sure you've drank enough to keep yourself hydrated, but not too much where you are gonna, because you're not going to get any food or water for like several hours. You're also not be able to go to the bathroom. So
I know that is fucking brutal. That is. So yeah, I mean, I kind of get the high tech stuff. They seem to have put a lot of unrealistic high tech stuff in films, like the magnetized boots in Face Off as well. When he
that's not that's fake. That's fake as fuck.
Yeah, so obviously everything's going chaos as well, and they all skip fucking Ving Rhames gets out, and he just brutally shoves the cuffs into this guy's jugular. I mean, that is brutal. I mean, damn, man. Definitely one of the more violent deaths in it. And of course, it looks like they are fighting back, but it doesn't matter though, because they eventually do take control of the plane. Not before killing one of the pilots tries to stop Cyrus the Virus, and he kills a couple of the convicts, which later poses more of a problem for their plan later on. Let's move forward. And yeah, so they've taken over the plane. They've even got the pilot. I mean, even the pilot's kind of got him by the balls here, but then he's like, I don't like to think that far ahead. And the pilot's like, yeah, this guy's going to shoot me, so I may as well just play ball. And he's like, and if you mention this over the intercom, the last thing you see with wings will be the flies flying over your rotting corpse. That is such a dumb line. That is such a dumb line. But once again, Malkovich just makes it work. He really does. I mean, especially with the tone of the film that we're watching here. And then he comes in and says, I have the only gun on board. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Con Air.
He said the title. He said the title.
Yeah, I really, you know what? I need to get a clip of Peter Griffin going, hey, he said the thing. Yeah, I really need to do that. So everything's like, so what's happening? Oh, don't worry. I mean, criminals took over the plane, but apart from that, everything's fine. Okay, then. So nothing went wrong. And yeah, she's in trouble now because she's locked up in a cell, and now we got fucking Johnny 23 eyeing her up. And I love that Cyrus goes up to Billy and he's like, so are you going to play nice? He's like, probably not. Let him out. Yeah, so he tries to grape the chick from Total Recall, and Nick Cage, you know, being the stand-up guy, he stops it and he's like, hey, do you know who I am? It's like, ugly old A. And this kind of leads me to my point, because we've got all these actors really playing up their roles, and Nick Cage is the only one restrained. This is a guy who's well known for being very over the top, yet he's the more restrained character. That is very bizarre. That's bizarre, and it's very bizarre
I don't think
see.
I don't think Nick Cage became very Nick Cagey until like the last 10 years. Like he was,
yeah, no.
You could see differences in each character he played, but I mean, and look, I love the guy. I'm looking forward to seeing The Surfer, but the last, I'd say 8 films, it's Nick Cage being Nick Cage, no matter what, whether it's the that Wonderland or the Color Out of Space. It's just Nick Cage doing Nick Cage stuff, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no, it's weird though, because this is really an over top movie, and Nick Cage is very restrained, but it goes to show that he has shown to be very restrained, and he can be a good actor when he's given the role. It's like you give him something where he gets to be a bit nuts, then of course he's going to take it. But I think Nick Cage does get kind of like pigeonholed as a meme way too much, because he's shown he does have some credibility when he needs to. And I don't like him in this as well. He's not like it's not his most interesting character, but yet for some reason it's still his more memorable. But it goes to show that he's still the good guy. But and I like the fact that Cyrus the Virus agrees with him as well, because it's been established that he doesn't like rapists. So obviously it gives a little bit more leeway for Cameron Poe to gain his confidence a bit more as well. So yeah, pretty much the same way. Spoons I prefer to earn, if any. If I beg for it, it's to make a joke, and poking fun at ever be as a sport for me at this time. Yeah, always welcome to have you poking fun, Nicks. You know, streams wouldn't be streams without you, man. Most streams need you abusing them. Don't give me power because I just won't do anything. So we'll so cracking on. Obviously, Cyrus the Virus is calling the shots now. So Johnny 23 has to keep his dick in his pants, because if it does fly out of his pants, he flies off this plane. And yet, once again, John Malkovich gets some really good one-liners. He does. It's like, so now they're finding out how many they need to transfer to Carson City, how many. But then it causes a lot of other problems, because the people that accidentally got killed when Cyrus the Virus was wrestling the gun off one of the pilots has been killed. So now they've got a setback in the plan, and they have to act very quickly.
Here's another fake or real.
So he undoes the cuffs on the undercover agent, and then he does a stupid thing by taking fucking Pinball hostage and giving away his position when he could have been playing it safe and feeding them information. I mean, I don't know if an agent would actually fucking do that, especially in this position. But yeah, he fucked up. He really did. Any thoughts?
I this is realistic on a couple different levels. Number one, yeah, can you hear us? Are you? I don't think he can hear me. Can you hear me, Critter?
Yeah. You were going to make a point about. I don't think no. I thought he was responding no to what you started to say. Oh,
I'm worried that he can't hear me.
Sorry, did I finish? I didn't cut out, did I?
Well, now you're back.
You're back. We can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't cut out, did I? While I was explaining this.
Can you hear me?
Did I,
Luke? I don't think Luke can hear me.
Uh-oh. Let's say bad things about him.
Oh, this better not be my signal. This better not be one of those days where the signal is just really bad. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Am I cutting out?
You can't.
What?
You can't.
We can hear you. Hang on.
Write him a note. Write him a note and hold it up.
Am I cutting out?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh God! I was just seeing this scene where he takes Pinball hostage. I thought this was very dumb. He acted very irrational, and he gets himself killed. He could have just played it safe and fed information whenever he could, but no.
Yeah. And then Toxic was going to say I can hear you right now, Northern.
Yeah, we can hear you. You can't hear us. Oh, I don't know what's happening with the signal. Oh, is it going to be one of those nights where I might have to cut this short and do it another time? I really hope not.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
now? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
No one touch your laptop.
Oh, man. Let's try and crack on and hope it doesn't get any worse.
Sorry about that.
I missed that. Yeah, I'm cutting out.
Don't touch your mouse.
We'll keep cracking on. See what happens anyway.
So this is this falls under the realistic thing. As well, whether or not the agent would do this or not is really subjective. But as far as the previous thing, like would this situation be realistic to have, them just pull off 3 white guys or 3 black guys or whatever the numbers are, because that is how the DOC and the BOP, the feds, so the feds and the state prison would do that. They mark you by it's like inmate Johnson white, inmate Richardson black. Like that's how that's done. That's how that's our inmate Mendoza L for Latino. So that like that's how that would be. So that's pretty crack on accurate. Now, whether or not this DEA agent would choose this moment of all moments to fucking go for it, I mean, I guess it's stupid, but I mean, what else is this guy gonna do? I'm like, he's not the main character. He obviously thinks he's the main character because he goes for this. But I mean, it is pretty funny that he's just basically like, I don't know why you would choose a Negro crackhead to hide behind, because that's not going to work. I'm invested in him about as much as you're invested as this female guard is. So I don't know what makes you think, and whether or not Poe would get involved. That's also like, I thought at the time, Bubba fucking with Poe for getting involved in this was like, I was like, dude, why would he say this? That's his friend. Like, why is he talking shit to him like this? Like, why'd you bother getting involved? But that's a prison thing. Like, if it doesn't have nothing to do with you, you are not going to get involved. So make of that what you was. So pretty spot on again. I'm surprised at all this accuracy within within this movie. Like it's pretty accurate. By the way, I also put a clip of one of my absolute favorite scene. It's only a few seconds, but it's down below if you want to use it, which is the aftermath of this little this confrontation, if you want to play it, Luke.
Yeah, which one? Okay, is it the show and reel or the clip from Con
Air? I don't know. It's below. So it's the only
this one. I think Nick Cage does get kind of like pigeonholed as a mean way too much. Shawnee does have some credibility when he.
Yeah, so that's still my favorite scene of all time from this film is Dave Chappelle after the incident happens, and he's like, hey, I just want to know that shit you said about me being a dirty N-word crackhead.
I was like, yeah, I did.
And he just no guile at all. Is the fuck? He's just like, let me see that gun. Hell yes, I meant it.
Yeah, crashed through Con Air with the Losers Lounge. I can't remember now.
Did we? No, we didn't. Did we?
Well, I'm wondering what that clip's off, because it's got my fucking annoying voice narrating over there. So
no, it's because you were talking while I was recording.
Oh right. So, yeah. Damn, man.
Here's Nick's in the chat pointing out the flaws.
Yeah, so obviously Nick Cage does try to diffuse the situation, but yeah, even if he did talk him down to let him pinball go, I think Cyrus would have probably killed him anyway. I mean, he can't. I don't know, because he can't afford to have some guy snitching on him, ruining his plans. It's, he's a loose end. He's dead anyway. The moment he took Pinball hostage, he was already dead.
At the very least, he should have evaluated the situation and waited. He certainly had a hard on and just, there was no reason to do that.
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, he could have done what, because Paul does the smart thing. He tries to, he throws information down, little breadcrumbs, doesn't he, for Larkin to follow.
Well,
also he tries to get this guy who tries to get the drop on him. He shoots him, which leads to Cyrus fucking gunning him down. And yeah, even Nicolas Cage is like, he looks away like, shit, I could have saved him. Once again, Cyrus is like looking at Poe thinking, you know what? I like you, man. I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah, because he misinterprets what Poe does. Poe was actually legit trying to help and de-escalate the situation, but Cyrus reads it as he was distracting him long enough for them to get the drop on him.
I know. And Bubba's like, yeah, not only did you manage not to save this dude's life, but you managed to make friends with Cyrus, the damn virus. Once again, I love this dialogue. This is such B-movie dialogue, but I love it. So yeah, he's found all. Yeah. Well, I found Benson, Carls, and Popovich. Problem is, this Iron fellow with a bullet hole in his forehead is Carls. And this guy as well as Popovich. And as they say in Ebonics. So we're missing a few white people. Or as they say in Ebonics, we be fucked. And yeah, we get that compensation you mentioned earlier, because you wouldn't do that these days. You really wouldn't. Obviously, Billy Boy's going to stay with him because, yeah, come on, he's 7-8 consecutive life sentences. And we get a few old timers who are like, listen, I'm too old for this shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to go in because they're institutionalized, obviously. So, of course, they are. Of course, they're going to go back into a cell. And this also puts Cameron and Bubba in a very sticky situation because they're looking for a white guy, and him getting on that bus in Carson City would mean he would get some insulin, but unless they neglect him like they did last time, in which case he'd be fucked anyway. So yeah, it makes a bit more situation. So now Cameron kind of has to stay as well and get him his insulin whenever he can, if he finds the opportunity to. So now they can get rid of the pilot. They're wondering, yeah, but how are we going to fly the plane? Luckily, one of the convicts they're swapping over is a trained pilot.
Yeah, we get
MC Gainey in it.
Wait,
His name is?
I think he's I'm pretty sure he's Boyd Crowder's dad from Justified.
Crap, I think he is. Yeah. Obviously, he's a lot more older now. He was a lot more older in Justified. Yeah. Christ, I can't believe I didn't realize that.
Your clips are not showing, by the way.
Oh, and it. Let me.
Yeah,
because
I hear you clipping away.
Oh, we can hear you stomping on him with your foot pedal or whatever the fuck you're doing.
Here we go. There we go.
Right.
So now they go for the inspection, and this is where they start to find out that something's been going on here in Cyrus the Virus's cell. He's been hiding something in the walls.
Yeah, so now we start to get in a little more fake territory. Not the scene on the plane, but the scene at the Pelican Bay. Like this MacGyver high tech, Die Hard 3, mixture bomb bullshit. That would not, he would not have the resources to have that in the prison. I mean, it's a cool scene, and what obviously it's like, if anybody could pull it off, it would. There you go. So fake. So yeah, this mixture. This Die Hard 3 mixture bomb bullshit, it is not realistic. There's no way he could have that. There's no way he could, how would he have gotten that in there and put that shit together? It's like, I mean, I guess we're supposed to assume that, Cyrus is some kind of evil MacGyver, that if anybody could pull it off, it would be him. But that's fake as fuck. That would not happen.
And I was kind of wondering as well how they managed to get the eyes, the right picture to cut the eyes out so they could have them expose the letters to spell out their plan. It's it is a little bit more it kind of is. You kind of got to not think about it so much and just go with it. It looks cool on screen though, but I think you'd have to be a mad genius to do the whole eyes, cut out the pictures to spell out the letters for your plan kind of thing, whatever the bloody thing it's called. But
okay, so now that is kind of accurate. That is kind of how they would move mail back and forth. They would have to have some sort of cipher, see what I did there, in order to read their mail, because they're sending like coded letters. Now that is accurate, but the stuff where he has the MacGyver mixture, double mixture bomb that blows up the entire cell and wipes everything out, like that's not accurate. That's way the fuck over the top.
All right then. So yeah, this is where Cameron Portis has to stay on as well, and obviously he lies to him saying that he had 15 years, but I was a little hesitant about being free, but you know what, fuck it. So now it puts their plan to a little bit more of a stupid here, but I think this is the scene where he goes to Diamond Dog. No, that's later. That is later. That. So now he's got still the plane now.
You got to click back on your slides, brother. You got to click back on them. After
Because I'm not seeing the screen when I got the slides up. So I do apologize.
Screenshots. You're getting yelled at in the chat.
Yeah, I do apologize. Yeah, because it takes up a big chunk of the screen when they have this the actual folder up, so I do apologize. So I'm not seeing it not show up on the
Well,
screen.
the good news is we can hear you stomping on the floor every time you switch it. We just can't see what you're.
Yeah, that's the touchpad. Yeah, fucking up because yeah, it needs to be a bit more sensitive. It's
I'm
a
using
little
my
bit- it's a little bit
imagination to the
touch,
images that you want up there.
We're using our imagination,
Imagination.
people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just hammering the laptop with a fucking hammer. Obviously, Bo was like, "Yeah, what the hell are you doing staring at all this plane?" He's like, "I'm gonna save your black ass. What do you think I'm gonna do?"
Yeah, that would have actually been a pretty good line if he'd have done that.
Yeah, but you're not a ranger boy anymore. You're a convict. Yeah, he's a parolee, okay? He's a parolee.
Well, now that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. You can't once you're a convict, then that's really all you are.
Oh yeah. It's like in Heat when he gets the job at the cafeteria and he's still treated like a convict. So yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you are. No one gives a fuck about anything else. You could have literally invented the wheel. But if you're a convict and that's all you are, that's all anyone's ever going to let you remember that you've done. That takes precedence over anything else in the world. Like you are only look, you could literally become the president of the United States again, and all anyone is going to mention when they want to say something derisive is to say, well, you're a felon and a former convict. So I mean, that's and that is 100% real. That is it. That's all you are for life. No one is going to let you forget that. Doesn't matter what you could literally cure cancer. You know, I've seen YouTube reels and I've seen TikToks, and it's like pizza guy saves the life. Pizza guy, ex-felon, saves the life of 3 children in a burning fire while he's delivering a pizza. They had to make sure they mentioned ex-felon.
I believe if you remember the McDonald's where that worker, because the 2 women came around the counter and kind of attacked him because he
I remember that.
Procedure.
Yeah, didn't he whack him with something? And he just kept whacking.
Yeah.
He just kept beating him as well. It was like Jesus.
And it was ex-con. I don't know if you use the word ex-con, but yeah, he was doing a work parole thing, so whatever. He was out, and this is his job. He was doing well, and other people screwed that up, and of course they didn't put it forward like this guy was defending himself. It was a ex-criminal assaults guest at McDonald's. So yeah, no matter what you do, if that's tagged on you, they're gonna use it time and time again.
Yeah, the thing is that he was kind of justified. They were
they were
very hostile. Yeah, and I think I remember hearing the women going, "Stop it! Stop it!
Yeah, stop!" Oh, jeez, you're making it worse.
I know. So you shout, "Stop it!" You're going to get his blood up even more. No wonder he beat the fuck out of him 100 times. You should watch the Bill Bear one when he talks about it. Fuck me, I was laughing my ass off. So yeah, this is where he gets the picture of his child off him, and it's like, "You hillbilly trash." He's like, "Hey, my mama lives in the trailer." And it's once again a funny setup. But it gives a chance to use the tape as well from Phil, the government agent type guy. And yeah, they're looking through. They found all the hidden stuff, all the codes as well for his plans and what he was intending to do. So yeah, he's got this like anarchist cookbook. He's got all these like blueprints, everything. So he's been working on this for quite a while. He really has. It goes to show that his education hasn't let him down. He has grown smart. He has become much more intelligent, much more tactical, strategic, blah, blah, blah. He's very good at planning things. This is where we come to the transfer in Carson City, where the convicts do the fake swaps so they can escape without anyone knowing. But obviously, Nicolas Cage just put the tape in the arsehole guy.
I remember also thinking when I first watched this, or at least on a later rewatch, that this seemed like an unnecessary like plot device that they would just stop randomly to pick up more people and drop people off. But the Bureau of Prisons charges the taxpayers billions upon billions of dollars to just randomly move people around. Now, sometimes it's justified. Sometimes you have somebody that gives up information, maybe even a lot of times, so they can't be in a prison with someone they've given up information on, and it happens after the fact, so they move them from place to place, but they make a huge amount of money off the taxpayers just by fucking transporting you from one thing to another. Now, there's other stuff that can happen. They can elevate, you can get in enough violent acts inside prison and get your custody level elevated. I remember mine being minimum when I first came in, based off the fact that I was both former, military and stuff like that. But then when they go, oh, wait, he was also a corrections officer and he's been in like 17 fights since he's been locked up, they upgraded me to medium high from minimum. And so they transferred me to a medium high facility. So basically it's one of those things that, again, it's pretty realistic, how they do this, why they do this. I mean, it's not completely explained, but it is. And again, I see why the Bureau of Prisons did not want this to get let out, because they'd be like, oh no, shit, they're going to find out our secrets. That's actually what we do to make extra money.
Fucking hell, that is crazy, that as well. You gotta love hearing that all that money you're paying tax to is being spent very wisely. Yeah, nothing ever changes. Nothing ever changes. I remember this guy though. I think he's in The Rock. He's the one that punches Sean Connery and goes, "Hey, you British prick! Did my dad tell you my dad was Irish?" Yeah, and he nearly fucking gives up the game as well. It's like. Yeah, so then it's like it's got this all Spanish stuff as well to make it more complicated. And yeah, this is Boyd's dad. Boyd's dad. I like this actor as well. I wonder if he was actual convict back in the day, because he looks like he might have done some time back. Oh, unless he's just a really good actor who's very good at convincing people he is the character. So I'm trying to get his name up. What's his name now?
Who is it? I don't see anybody.
Oh, wait. Let me go back a bit. Yeah.
Who, you talking about Swamp Thing here, the pilot?
Yeah. What's his real name?
I don't know what his real name is, but I do know he played Boyd Crowder's dad in Justified.
Yeah. MC Gainey. That's his real name. MC Gainey. Okay. I was right. Yeah, I'm just looking him up now because he does look like he could be a convict in real life. I mean, he's got that long hair look, everything is let's have a look. Just looking at a bit of his biography. Fucking hell. Internet movie database is taking its time a little bit. Let's have a look. Nothing says. No, he's a proper Shakespearean actor, so yeah.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, looks like, yeah. Studied Shakespeare before pursuing his screen acting in Hollywood.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was pretty good in Breakdown as well. I mean, that's another very underrated Kurt Russell movie.
Oh, with the oh, for God's, yeah, I remember seeing that. I like that.
Also from '97, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, man, shit. Yeah.
'97 was a banger fucking summer for movies, bro.
Yeah, fucking hell, it was.
Just to bounce back to what Toxic was saying, the U.S., according to trivia, the U.S. Marshals who run the actual Con Air program wanted nothing to do with this movie. Probably because it was just so ridiculous.
Yeah, no, they always thinking about their image, even though they probably are doing much worse stuff in real life.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're getting a little bit of visual confirmation that he knows. Yeah, he's a pilot. He knows what he's doing. And so now we've got a pilot now who's a convict, so they don't have to worry about keeping an eye on the one who works for the government. Blah blah blah. And they found a way, and it's a good opportunity to get rid of the transponder, which is going to give away the position, because they know they're eventually going to get caught. All they have to do is just keep them at bay while they make their getaway. Yeah, so he goes, he tries to hide it in this Uncle Bob's planes, and this really smoking hot woman who works there is like, where are you from? I'm from the erect correction facilities. Yeah, and instead of just getting rid of the transponder, he's just trying to flirt with this very smoking hot woman. And And it's looking like the plan has gone ahead now. They've got the transfer. And this is where we meet Steve Buscemi's character. And God, Garland Green. Anytime Steve Buscemi shows up, it's always good.
You know the fan theory to this, right?
Billy Madsen to
Yes,
Con
well-
Air to Big Lebowski.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead, Morgan. You tell it.
All right,
Critter,
so
tell it. Tell
I'll
it.
be quick, unless you want to do it, Tox.
No, I want you to do it. I want you
Okay,
to do it.
so according to a fan theory, I don't remember the names of these characters, but Steve Buscemi in Billy Madsen, if you remember, Adam Sandler calls and apologizes to how he treated him. Steve Buscemi says, "Oh, it's okay," and he scratches the name off. So apparently, this character goes and kills all those other people, and that's why he's on the Con Air. At the end of this movie, he gets away, right? And so apparently now they're thinking, oh, he's clearly in the Big Lebowski. And if you notice in the Big Lebowski, he's always wearing a different bowling shirt with a different name. So he's going around murdering different members of different bowling leagues to satiate his evil. And he's got all these new shirts.
Christ. I can't believe I've not heard that one.
Yeah, I stumbled across it, I don't know, like a few months ago. I'm like, that's freaking hysterical.
That just is. Oh man, I love this movie.
I mean, in a way, if you want, you could almost take not Armageddon. Oh, for God's sakes, Armageddon, where he's the stressed out astronaut, goes back to his wife and kids, and then still can be that Billy Madsen character with a real heavy stretch. He's been through some shit.
That's amazing.
I feel like the Armageddon thing does work because
He's so stressed out, right? He's trying to get a new life. He's just
no, because his character in that was just the super genius that like he just came out of nowhere to do this, and he was kind of like a nomad. And so yeah, I think it works. I think if you go from Billy Madison to Billy Madison to this, then to the Lebowski, then to Armageddon. I think it works pretty flawless, actually, with the timeline.
Well, he's not wearing lipstick, so I don't think it's confirmed.
They took it away from him when he got arrested
as well. But it's gotten some good hints to suggest this could almost be the case. But I do like that anyway. I do like these weird little theories sometimes. There's just something very amusing, but it's also I can't think of the word, but yeah, it's still fascinating.
Sidetrack really quick. If you go into all the Disney theories with the connections of those animated films, it gets mind-bogglingly crazy.
Christ. And Steve Buscemi is actually pretty creepy in this as well. Yes, he does convince, even though he's basically playing a cliche amalgamation of Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, and Ed Gein, and John Wayne Gacy, all that stuff. So yeah, and even Johnny 23 is kind of like, who the fuck is that? Everyone's like, that's Garland Green, man. Some of the most hardened convicts is like really scared of him. They're really freaked out that he's going to be on the plane with them. Yeah, he butchers like girls and everything. Is like this, the way he killed those people makes the Manson family look like the Partridge family. so it raises the stakes as well. It's bad enough they got Cyrus the Virus in charge, but now they got this other sicko in there. And Pinball, being the complete considerate genius he is, ends up kind of missing his flight. So now he has to try and catch up with him because he was too busy letting his dick rule his brain. Understandably, though. So yeah, more deciphering. Like, oh my God, Cyrus the Virus is up to something. And yeah, that bit as well, because you probably have to find a good picture as well to find... unless you do the typing after. I don't know how it works. I don't know how you make it work, but yeah. But the fact that you've described it like it can be a very realistic thing, okay, it's okay. That makes it even more cooler. So yeah, from former to forever convict, weird how that's going to follow you. Yep. That's Joe. David, yep. Hello, David. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a good time and hope you've had a good week as well. to my imagination. My imagination goes just so far when it comes to Nick Cage. You need the real thing. Yeah. Because Nick Cage smooshed is good. So, yeah, this is where they found the bomb, unrealistically, and then boom, it blows them to smithereens. So, yeah. It's very quiet. I've not cut out, have I? Hello? Hello?
To us?
Ah, sorry.
I was just listening.
Oh, sorry. I thought you cut out because it was very, very quiet.
No, I'm being pulled in by your description. I'm following along.
We got to be careful because when you talk, there's like a half of a second delay. So if I've run into a tendency, I let you finish your sentences so I don't accidentally talk over you, because you have a habit of, like, there's a half second delay where you can't hear us when we talk.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I need to remember that. I keep forgetting. Okay, half second delay. I should remember that now. Yeah, it blows them all up, and a bit of shrapnel just misses his head. So now it's looking like the plan's not going to go through, and yeah, one of the guys starts muffling, and he kind of gets a taste of his own medicine here when this guy just whacks him with the butt of his shotgun. And that's when they found the tape and they know something is up. Yeah, and they're suspicious as well. Something's gone. Are they buying it? But then they drive off. The mind is at ease. So obviously they are trying to play it cool as well, not make them suspects. But now they're going to call the cavalry out to try and stop them. But as soon as obviously Cyrus Tavares knows something is up, because as soon as that cop comes out, he knows he's been pegged. He knows he's exposed now. And he sees all the authorities coming, and he just fucking guns him down. It's like, yeah, time to get the fuck out of there. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I don't give a flying fuck. Yeah, and Pinball misses his flight and gets crushed under the wheel. And he's laughing as well because, like, yeah, fuck you, you bent me. And yeah, the plan is fucked up, but it's already planting a little bit of a seed of doubt with Cyrus Tavares. And this is where the poor family are about to get harassed by the government, because fucking government agents, because this transponder's been sneaked onto their plane. So, yeah, then we've got this guy who we've seen before in Miami Vice as the kind of weirdo who breaks into people's homes and eats their raw steak and steals their pants and sends Sonny Crockett nuts. And yeah, don't you have a transponder here? And it's like, oh yeah, where is it? Where indeed could it be? Once again, this film just keeps going as well. It keeps giving us little twists. It keeps giving us little moments where it's looking like the villains are about to get away with it. And am I the only one who thought, I kind of want these villains to get away with it a little bit?
I mean, on the one hand, yes. On the other hand, I think we're supposed to be worried about Guard Bishop, who was kind of a chill guard. We don't want her getting SA'd. We're kind of worried about Baby O getting his insulin, or else he's going to go insulin coma and die. And of course, we're worried about Cameron Poe getting home to his family because he's done his time. Let him get home to his ladies. You know what I mean?
And that bunny.
And the bunny.
But in the end, they are bad guys, and we need the hero to win. But they play the part so well. They're just so fun to watch. I kind of like, I know they probably killed a lot of people, but I don't like them. It probably makes me a sick fuck, but I like these characters. These are fun villains. And I think it was deliberate as well. I think they deliberately wanted you to sort of cheer the villains on a tiny bit.
Well, they make the villains bigger than life, and kind of these almost comic book character type things, from their introduction to how different they all are with their different crimes and blah blah blah. And so they kind of make them in that way. You know, and they're all pretty scary. I mean, ironically, the scariest one with the biggest reputation, Garland Green, Steve Buscemi's character, he actually, like, spoiler alert, he doesn't really do anything in the movie. He literally does nothing. As like, he's supposed to be the scariest Hannibal Lecter-esque character, but he actually does nothing in the whole film.
I know it's hinted that he has done something, then it reveals that he didn't, and it's like, gee. And it kind of it's kind of played off as a joke as well, that this guy is just pretty much escaped unscathed, and who knows, he can't just be redeemed just like that, just from that one little encounter. I mean, there's probably a chance he's going to kill again. This is where Colm Meaney finds out that his agent is dead now, and he's pissed off. He's really pissed off, and even Larkin's kind of like, listen, I told him not to bring a gun on board, and he got himself killed.
Accurate, which is accurate.
Yep. So they're both having this back and forth, like, hey, it's your fault, it's my fault, blah, 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 and all that stuff. Yeah, so it's kind of a bit of a blowhard, isn't he? Colm Meaney.
Well, not only is he a blowhard, and I mean, he basically just yells everything he fucking does.
Yes.
And on top of that, I mean, so this is where we delve into fakeness. This is now completely a U.S. Marshals emergency. U.S. Marshals are 100% in charge of tracking down escaped convicts. The DEA would have fuck all to do with this. I don't know if there really is a proviso in the DEA handbook that says if a DEA agent gets murdered, the DEA can take over by whatever means necessary, yada yada. Whether it is or it isn't, I can't say because I've never been involved with the DEA, but I can tell you, being involved with the BOP, the Bureau of Prisons for the Feds, and the U.S. Marshals, having been picked up and tracked down and arrested by U.S. Marshals, I can 100% say that they are the end-all be-all of tracking down escaped convicts. So at this point, John Cusack being sidelined, so Colm Meaney, whatever the fuck his name is, the DEA guy, would be in charge, is complete and utter fake bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, but we kind of accept it, though, because we've seen his cliches a few times, and I think it may be because we kind of know that this film is not one to think about too much all the time. You kind of just go with it, don't you? And plus, once again, even though he's playing a two-dimensional character, he is still selling this character we've seen 1,000 times. But yeah, it's just a fucking loudmouth, and it's like, oh, I just want to gun down these prisoners, blah 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 blah. Yeah, he's calling everything he can now to track these people down, and even they're worried about taking off his mask as well. It's like,
sorry, Northern, your screenshots.
Screenshots.
Yeah. Oh yeah, screenshots. I do apologize.
You got to remember when you tack on my screenshots, you got to remove my screenshots from the screen, then go back to yours.
Yeah, I'm a creature of habit. This is because I don't think I put up other people's stuff all the time. So yeah, but yeah, I'll get used to it. Yeah, and I love this one. I love this lad. Love your work. Yeah, and I love the wide angle lens here. It does add a little bit of a feeling of this unnerving feeling that they of what they're about to do. So yeah, so
again, this is what pisses me off about Malkovich and Cusack shit canning or talking shit on their performances, because it's like, as much as he chews the scenery, Malkovich does, and he does chew the scenery. There's no debating that. But I mean, the whole, nothing makes me sadder than the agent lost his bladder on the airplane. Like, that shit is so fucking funny. I worked at a bar at the time that this came out, and after everybody watched the movie, we were all constantly referencing it and singing it.
Well, because it is a very quotable movie. I mean, all these lines are put in there because they know people are going to quote these later. Okay, 1 second delay, or am I cut off?
No, we got you. We can hear you.
That's all right. I'm always worried. I'm always worried because
No. It's so the way it works, Northern. Just so you're clear, the delay happens because like we have to give you a free second to say something. Because if we try to talk right after you get done talking, then we wind up talking over you if you continue to talk. So we're like Critter and I are like letting you. We don't know when you've stopped talk. Like we're trying to give you like that extra half second to say anything, and then sometimes there's just nothing to say.
Yeah, because when it goes a bit quiet, I'm sort of wondering. I do get a little bit worried. But okay, so moving on. Cameron Poe is actually asking what the plan is as well, and because he's kind of gained a bit of confidence with Cyrus the Virus, he does let him know as well that they're going to rendezvous at this Lerner's plane flying sort of like yard. Anyway, it's like this little graveyard of scrap and everything, and. Yeah, and this is where he talks to Larkin as well, and he does ask him how did they find out that how did they find out that the exchange was fake? How were they onto our plan? And he says, one of the guards faked a heart attack, and Cyrus knows instantly he is lying, so he calls his bluff by saying, "Well, we're going to go to Disneyland." And then what happens? He does the fucking song. Nothing makes me sadder than the agent lost his bladder in an airplane. So he knows something's up. He's already got that little seed of doubt in his mind that someone may be on the, that he may have a mole. Now, I don't know about you, but I always kind of thought that this scene should come before John Cusack was telling Cole Meany that Cameron Poe about Cameron Poe being on the plane and that he may be an ally, because this is where he starts to get confirmation that Cameron Poe would not deliberately stay on that plane. Because
but he also has concerns that possibly going by the handbook, some inmates are just like, well, there's nothing out there for me, so maybe I would go and follow.
Oh yeah, shrug the family off and just stay and just become they become institutionalized. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that kind of has that's kind of made me change my mind a little bit now, and yeah, and it does sort of confirm that maybe Cameron Poe is an ally. Then he is out to help us. And this is another reason why Ving Rhames did actually say yes to starring in this as well, because, okay, I'm playing a black militant guy who hates white people. He's taking orders from a white guy. Why would he? And, Cameron Poe basically asks that same question. And, because he's going to backstab him later and take over, because the day of the dog begins. And even Ving Rhames is very colourful. He's very over the top, while he's usually very stoic and very subtle in his other stuff. This might be the only time I've seen him go a little bit more cartoonish, for lack of a better term, because he's chewing every scenery as well.
I mean, besides Malkovich, for the most part, a lot of these character actors in the cast, they're pretty solid in their characters and their acting. Even in other films, but like I think it's really what helps this movie, as silly as it is, as popcorny as it is. It's filled with some really decent, talented guys and girls who are, they're doing really well.
No, I totally agree.
You can watch a really shitty comedy with a lot of really bad acting, and it's like, oh, okay, doing this.
On YouTube side, they are deleted. Oh yeah. Oh, why is some comics disappearing?
No, I think it's because I'm restreaming your stream.
And that might be it then. And okay, that's all right then.
Yeah, Nick's is subscribed to us both. Sometimes the comments, YouTube and StreamYard will get confused and then throw them either on my channel or they'll throw them in your channel, and it's really kind of hit or miss how it does it.
Yeah, well, at least that started out because fucking hell, I'd hate to know that YouTube are interfering in our streams without our permissions.
Nah, Nix is the VIP in the chat because Nix will tell you if your live stream is being shut down. He'll tell you, he's got good content. He's always got stuff he's got interesting to say. He's my favorite Romanian in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
Was it
he's the
Transylvania?
VIP.
Yeah. And this is actually, I think Cameron Poe is a very underrated character. I mean, he's not like Nicolas Cage's more interesting characters, but it shows like he's the straight man, isn't he? When you've got all these larger than life villains going around, and he does get some good lines. He's like he's a guy stuck in a situation he doesn't want to be in, but he knows he has to try and solve this problem. And he can't just let his friend die as well. It shows that, yeah, he's had his problems in the past, but he is an all-around good guy. Because it's like a comrade to him, isn't he? He's been in the army, he's fought in many battles, and Bubba has kind of been like he's like a war buddy to him in a way.
Well, cheesy accent aside, mullet aside, there is a lot of, like you said, subdued performance that he injects Cameron Poe with. We as the audience know that he's working as kind of like a double agent against Cyrus and his plan, but his interactions with Cyrus are great. The way that he can be both confrontational with guys like Johnny 23, with Billy Bedlam, and and to a lesser degree with Ving Rhames's Diamond Dog. He can be confrontational, like subtly or straight at him, like he does with Johnny 23. But with Cyrus, who he sees as the one that's intelligent and got the most power, he can be sycophantic in a way. There's a 75-cent word right there, huh? In the ways, like, hey, my daddy taught me this. Well, my daddy taught me nothing. Well, hey, you're a self-made man. Shit like that. He knows enough to do those things and to endear himself to the guy that's actually running the barbecue and come off as sort of genuine. So, even up to the point where I kind of believe that even though Cyrus has his suspicions, when he's actually outed, I think he actually doesn't know who did that to him. So, and that's how good his performance is within his performance. He's made it seem as though, hey man, I'm good. I'm a convict. I'm on your side, bro. I'm actually smart. I'm a smart convict. I don't want to like burn the plane down just because I don't give a shit and I just want a little bit of taste of freedom. I actually want to get free. So, and I have no advantage in double crossing you when in fact he is double crossing him. So make of that what you will.
Yeah. Plus it was in the army as well. Because he adapts. He adapts also. That's the thing. And of course,
exactly,
it's him kind of like keeping cool under pressure in a heated situation because he's in this position now where he's surrounded by all these crazy people. So it's probably not too far off from him trying to survive a battlefield in a way.
Yeah. No, facts.
Mm. Yeah, and I love that. Then somehow they managed to stick us right smack in. They somehow managed to get every freak and creep on his plane, and then somehow managed to stick us right in the middle. So he's despairing over his situation, and yes, and I love how he says it right next to Garland Green as well. It's like just a great reveal. Yeah, so now this is where he's saying, yes, and Cameron Poe is our ally, okay? And obviously Colin Mean he's just this sort of like over-the-hill guy who just won't listen. He just won't. He's like, this guy's a criminal. Why would he be on our side? He's just another criminal. Fuck him. Blah, blah, blah.
He's so blinded by his need to get revenge over his fallen comrade.
He's very irrational, isn't he? He's very irrational.
He's lost it. So, like, for even if I was to believe that the DEA had some sort of jurisdiction, they wouldn't listen to this because he's just like he's going so over the board. The chief marshal would just be like, "Dude, you're being too motherfucking irrational right now." I mean, he probably wouldn't phrase it like that, but he'd just be like, "Look, you are emotionally compromised. So I can't in good faith like listen to you." So like all of your shit is like out the fucking window and it also, I don't know that actor that plays the chief marshal here, the one in charge, but he seems extremely level-headed. So his decision his decision to sideline John Cusack's Marshall Larkin and go with DEA agent Colmini, Chief O'Brien here, is really it's really just for the sake of the plot, isn't it? So, because I don't think in real life. So I call fake on this one.
Yeah, I mean, he does kind of redeem himself a little bit when he's given the chance to shoot down the plane and he doesn't. It's like, okay, it shows he's a good guy still. He's obviously got really pissed off and a little bit bloodthirsty, but he's not totally evil. He probably has got some kind of humanity there. So, and he does seem to be seeing things a little bit black and white as well, because he's like saying this. They got what they deserved when they didn't obey the law and disobeyed civilized order or whatever, and he leaves this, and then which leads to John Cusack laying this very liberal quote by Dostoevsky.
The degree of civilization can be judged by looking at its prisons.
Yeah, fuck you. Cyrus Grissom said that after putting the bullet in my agent's head. No, he didn't. He
didn't say that, Chief O'Brien. Shut your ass up.
Yeah, this guy he actually does come across like someone who would act like this in the situation here, because like you said, he's very level-headed. He's trying to calm the situation down between these two. But it's like, fucking, I'm the DEA. I'm unrealistically gonna be doing this anyway, so fuck you.
He literally just yells this entire fucking movie.
It's just a two-dimensional character.
Like you're gonna waiting for him to have a fucking stroke through this or something like that. Like,
yeah, I'm surprised he didn't wear himself down in the. He must have had to take breaks between scenes every time he had to shout, because that's gonna wear your throat out. But yeah, it's looking like he's just going off on the fucking. He's gonna hunt them down and tick them down. He has a particular set of skills. Blah blah blah. So yeah, hunt them down. Yeah, I can hear myself echoing there.
Yeah, that was my bad, bro. That was my bad.
It's no problem. So he's letting them know what's happening. They're going to be landing in Mexico in about 5 hours, and they're supposed to be rendezvousing with this guy who's basically the main guy that Larkin was after trying to crack anyway. But as we know later, he does get sidelined. But obviously, the wheel's been weighed down. Something's blocking it, and it turns out it's going to be pinball. And yeah, Nicolas Cage once again. He just does these. He does this weird delivery as well. As like, well, if we go down there, we might see some scenery like trees and such. It almost looks like the hinting that he thinks that Diamond is going to shoot him, but we already know that they need to go down there anyway because of a blockage, which turns out to be pinball. He's been mangled under the landing gear, so now they have to get him off, but it gives Cameron Poe a chance as well to leave a message to Larkin so they can. He's basically a breadcrumb now. He is.
Well, it's Poe trying yet another tactic to alert people to not only their location but their situation. So he takes this moment and just is like, maybe if we're going to drop this fucking body anyway, I can float a kite for prison speak and bring attention to our situation in this way. Not a bad idea.
It goes to show as well that he's a character that can adapt as well. He can think on the spot when he needs to, or think outside the box, because who else is going to think of actually writing a message on a dead body and drop it off a plane as a way to get the attention they need? It's.
I love the little inside joke with the fucking guy. I don't want to go too far ahead, but the guy bitching to his wife down on the street, like, "Oh, I drive 2 blocks away from the car wash, and the fucking bird shit. It's supposed to be good luck, honey." And then he's got a fucking convict flies on top of the fucking car.
Yeah, they got that whimsical music playing as well while that happens. It's like that's how you know a film's got a sense of humor, when they just do something a little bit that's just so ridiculous, but they know it is. Yeah, but it's still funny. It's like, I Cameron Poe nearly gets some innocent people killed there. Jesus Christ. How many people got whiplash or cracked their head on the steering wheels there? Jesus. Yeah, these cars get fucked up.
It is kind of fucked up that Cameron was just like, well, I'm gonna get this message out there. I mean, dude, what if that landed on a fucking school children going get on a bus or something? Like, bro, that wasn't very forward thinking of you, man.
I would have made it funnier.
Yikes.
Yeah, obviously Billy's very suspicious of him as well, and it's like, well, you got 15 years. That means you was on the north. Was it the north or the Q block? I think he says. And let me skip ahead. Yeah, Northern Block. That's it. I was on there. I don't remember you being there.
Yeah, so gotta call fake again. So this is another fake one. They do not keep people separate by your length of time. You are intermingled with. The only thing that they separate in Federal Bureau of Prisons is by your race. That is the only 100% thing that they will only house and sell white people to white people, black with black, and Latino with Latino. That is the only strict rule that they will follow.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, but yeah, so it's one of those things you can say you kind of accept though anyway, because because like I said, it's a manless movie. But
no
one does seem to notice these things, do they? Sometimes it's like until someone points it out to it. So yeah, NEB sent you XDMs too with how they get censored. Check after stream, of course. Yeah, thanks for that, Nix. We will check them out later.
You're the VIP as usual, Nix. The VIP in the chat is almost always going to be Nix.
I'm going to try and see if we can get Nix as a mod as well, because he's been on there regularly, and I'd feel fucking bad if I didn't as well, because he's always been very reliable in the stream. So yeah, I'll try and get him on there. Trump Daddy, I'm signing an executive order deporting Toxic.
Thank you, Mr. President.
This scene's so intense when they drop the body. Can't think of a similar charge scene done since this movie. So yeah, let me stop that so I can get the slides up. Stop screen.
So you got to pull out of this slide like you're pulling out of your side piece, and then clear it like you're washing your dick in the sink, and then go click on your slides like you're going back home to the wife. So think of it that way. It should be pretty.
Yeah. Okay. It's not responding. Give me a minute.
You remove. So you click on remove from studio, and then you click back on yours.
Yeah, I got it now. Just not responding. Jesus Christ.
Every time someone writes on a shirt with a marker, I still always go to Die Hard. Now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho.
Ho ho.
He's scribbling on a guy on a Dave Chappelle shirt. I'm just thinking now, what's the message he's going to send? Now I have a machine gun. Ho 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 ho.
Yeah. So obviously, Cameron Poe shows that he's able to adapt and think of a convincing lie as well to get him out of a situation. It's like, well, there was like 160 convicts on that row, and I didn't want to know 159 of them. So
which includes you, Billy Bedlam. I do like Billy Bedlam's description of his crime. He came home, found his wife cheating on her, did nothing to her, drove 3 towns over, and murdered her whole family. Nice.
Yeah, I said that he murdered her and her husband. No, I was wrong there. I was thinking of Tim Robbins in Shawshank for a minute.
Understandable. Understandable.
He killed the dog as well. Yeah, he killed the dog as well. He deserves to die. But once again, it's weird though. Steve Buscemi, he does pretty much sell it, even though it's a very kind of cheesy B movie. It's like, he's basically doing this Hannibal Lecter kind of thing, just like analyzing Billy Bedlam and that, on why he is the way he is, like. Yeah, it's like, what's wrong with him? And yeah, the drinkers use this a lot in his videos. My first thought would be a lot. Yeah, so this is where Larkin actually talks to Cameron Poe's wife, and this is where it is confirmed that you know, he's an ally now, and he's not just fucking his wife off to hang around with a bunch of convicts. He does want to come back home, and yeah, he steals the fucking sunglasses off the transsexual guy, and he's like, "That's my sunglasses. It's mine now, sister." Man. Yeah, we know this bit. Let's skip ahead. Yeah, man. Put way too many slides on here. And yeah, this is where Larkin gets the phone call about the dead body, and is this guy from out of the sky with a message on him? I don't think he's an astronaut. Yeah. I remember watching this with my dad for the first time, and he laughed his ass off at that line because, yeah. So now he's got some breadcrumbs, and now it gives him another idea on where they might be going. Yeah, and Cole Meany, unaware that he's trailing the wrong people. They're about to get a very rude awakening. So now John Cusack has to get to the airfield, but they're all out of planes. Even though there's a plane there, I don't know. Is it not in working order? Oh yeah, looks like it might be in repair. Oh, excuse me, there might be in repair there. So you've got a fast car, you can get there. So of course he decides not to take his shitty car and steal Cole Meany's car, which is which does lead to a very funny moment later. And these shots here, you'd almost think they were directed more by Michael Bay, because that seems like a very Michael Bay-ish shot there.
Or J.J. Abrams, who sticks in his lens flare.
Yeah, as well. Yeah. And this is where Billy rumbles Cameron Poe and is like, you are a free man. And we get the quote, put the bunny back in the box. I don't know if people went wild when this was first shown in cinemas, because, but it seems like the one thing that people just can't stop quoting now, because it's such a dumb line, and Nicolas Cage pulls it off so well in such a deadpan manner, and he sounds so badass as well while doing it. It's weird. Yeah, and he does his evil villain laugh as well. I don't know why, it's so over the top. Yeah,
there's an element of this being a live action cartoon as well. So
yeah,
with the silliness and the
you got the yeah, and you got the fucking guitar riff as well. I mean, you'd think this film was originally written to be made in the 80s, but no, they had decided to release it in the 90s because it's got all those ingredients. Yeah, boom! Gets impaled on the loose pipe. And why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
Why couldn't you put that bunny back in the box?
Oh, I love this movie. I just love this movie. I just love a movie that's so unapologetically dumb and cheesy, and you know, it's unpretentious. It doesn't get up its own ass. And we need more movies like that. We do, and I think we are starting to see a little bit more of that these days again. So I'm kind of glad for that. Yeah, so they're being duped. And it's like, wow, that's embarrassing for you. I like the fact that Garland already knows that Poe's just killed one of them, and it's like he smells murder on them. He almost tries to compare him as well to all the serial killers. Yeah, what if you say if Sanity was hoping to die before suffering the indignity of trying to make it to the toilet on time after 50 years of working, only for them to shit can you? But yeah, once again, Buscemi just sells every scene. He does. I don't think I've ever seen a bad performance by Buscemi. I mean, can you think of any bad performance? Because he's always good. He's always good no matter what he does.
He had a small part in an episode of Portlandia, and he was fantastic in that.
Yeah.
It's that comedy show with the one Fred Armisen and I forget her
I
name.
know it.
Oh yeah, I'm
Um,
sorry. Yeah, he had a small part as a bookstore patron, and it was he's great. He's acting.
I mean, he's always great, but he's always Steve Buscemi. So make of that what you will.
All right.
Yeah, like he can be very sarky Steve Buscemi. He can be very friendly Steve Buscemi, sleazy Steve Buscemi, but he always comes across as a very likable guy in real life. I don't think I've ever seen an interview of him where he came across as an asshole. And the fact that he was also a firefighter in New York.
In real life, yeah.
Yeah, and he volunteered in 9/11 as well to help the firefighters.
Yep.
Then that's kind of cool, though.
And he got no press for that. He told me that he's like, I don't want any press for this. I'm just here to help.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't find out until years later.
Oh yeah,
I think one of the firefighters told that. So yeah, he's just one of those guys that just became big, and I don't think he's ever been an A-list actor, but he's just one of those actors that just got. I think he did like a couple of lead roles in the 90s, A Trees Lounge, which I think is a very underrated movie, and I really need to watch that again. Yeah, so now they're at the scrapyard with the when people go to learn how to fly planes, blah blah blah. And yeah, it looks like a fucking wasteland. Everything. It looks like it's just been abandoned. I mean, look at all this. It's everything's all dusty and rickety, and they look like they're falling apart. And I just love it. I just love these shots as well. It's like the end of the world here. Yeah, and this time we get some really good stunts as well. Some obviously the Cardinal guy, what's his name, Claudian, whatever his name is, has got to get his guys are already there waiting for him. They've killed some of the people that work there, and yeah, you can see as well they're really flying this plane as well, and they're about to crash this plane near and get it stuck in the sand, and it looks. Obviously with clever editing, but it's really there though. It's not CGI. It's not CGI'd or anything. And yeah, it looks like they really had this plane nearly run this guy over. It's amazing as well the work they did as well, just to make sure no one died. Actually, I think one stuntman did die though. I think a fake plane fell on him and crushed him, and
yeah, they dedicate the movie to him.
Yeah, yeah, because I think the same thing happened as well in Top Gun. Because one of them, I think, plunged into the ocean and he died doing that stunt. One of the cameramen on the plane, anyway. One of the camera planes, I should say. Yeah, so the crash near some almost get stuck in the sand, everything. It's like they almost come close to hitting these propane tanks that could have blown them up. So now they have to look for tractors and everything and rigs to pull it out. And, but obviously, it's looking like his guys out there, and he's telling Cyrus to have patience. It's like the last time someone told me to have patience, I burned them down and bagged his ashes.
Foreshadowing.
Yep. Yep. Which does lead to a very good, funny, dumb line with an awesome kill. So, and they're about to execute the guys, obviously, but Cameron Poe, once again, smart as a whip, finds a way to keep them alive by saying, listen, there could be leverage just in case. We should keep them alive. You never know. And he's almost trying to get Bubba out, but he can't as well because he could go into shock. And Bubba's like, leave me, man. I'm just going to slow you down. It's like, a good soldier never leaves a man behind. Okay, I'll get you your damn needles, okay?
I was so I mean, it's hard not to hear him go, but I want to go home, Forrest.
He's going to list all the shrimp he's going to cook when he gets home.
Yeah. We'll say Richard Tickerton looks pretty fucking good there. I don't know, even though she's in this grubby little security guard outfit, but she still looks good.
She's not bad. I mean, she's one of those that didn't age well, but it's because she's a heavy smoker. So again, I'll say the same thing I've saying on multiple streams. Ladies, don't smoke. You have one real I'll say two. You have two things going for you in life. You have your beauty and you have your womb. So like, don't smoke because it's going to cause problems to both. And if your womb could be great, but if you look like a mummy because you've been smoking, it's just not good for you.
Yeah, no, because we have seen it happen. We have seen it happen to many, many beautiful actresses from the 90s and 80s. And yeah, I agree. Yeah, Mr. E, how you doing, man? I need to get you on again.
Mr. E, you have been, what have you been? You in witness protection program, Mr. E? What the fuck, dude? You've been like absent for so long, man. What is going on? I want to get you on a bunch of streams as far as that goes.
Have I got you in the chat? If not, I'll add you on. I'm sure I might have added you on. I thought I did. If not, I do apologize. I'll get you on, man. I'll get you on.
I've sent streams out to Mr. E a couple times, and he's like, he's always busy with work or whatever the fuck that is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I assume if he's got VA benefits like me, he can do whatever the fuck he wants, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, well, we'll try and get him on again because he's a good guy. I like having him on. So yeah, never like John Cusack. Not sure why. All movies I've seen him in would get high score if he gets removed. I don't know, because I mean, the stuff he did in the 90s, I like the stuff he does in the 90s because he kind of had that little everyman thing going on where even when he was a bit of an asshole, you kind of let him off. But obviously, Grosse Pointe Blank, High Fidelity, and Con Air as well. And yeah, I liked Identity as well. I thought he was really good in that.
Say Anything. It's great in that. I mean, he's one of those. He's one of those people that you got to kind of, if you can successfully separate the actor from the person, or not the actor, I'm sorry, the art from the person, then you can do okay. Because he is a fucking ultra left wing nut job for sure. I mean, and again, I don't contribute that. I'm less inclined to hold people that accountable for that anymore because I'm aware of Diddy parties and shit like that where they've tricked him into having sex with someone underage or out of their marriage or something like that, and they're gonna, if they don't toe the line to be a fucking leftist, then they're gonna release the fucking footage and shit like that. So I mean, if you see somebody that's right wing in Hollywood, you can almost guarantee they've never been to a Diddy party or Epstein's Island.
Yeah, unless they were on there but didn't like it and then was probably forced into not saying anything, but have pretty much abandoned Hollywood anyway, because I've seen a few on the list and not all of them were left wing. Some of them are actually conservative, but that's if it is the actual list, because they're still kind of pissing about with it, aren't they? Saying that we're going to unleash the list and then they don't.
Yeah.
Well, on a kind of a different level, like I like certain actors and then they do something that like annoys me, like Russell Crowe. I love the guy. I thought he was really good. I liked all the stuff. And the moment he threw that phone at that hotel clerk because he didn't know how to make a long distance call, whatever. I'm like, dude, what is your? I mean, whatever. And I'm just starting to like to tolerate him now and some of his DVD, straight to DVD type stuff. And I thought The Gladiator was fantastic. I'm like, oh, why does he have to be an asshole?
No, because he has. I think he's calmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
He has come out a little bit more, but yeah, back in the days, he had some bloody anger issues. He did.
Yeah. And that's certainly not on the same level of a Diddy party or an Epstein flight list. I'm fully aware of that. So,
well, he sort of eats his feelings now because he's a fucking blood.
Oh
yeah, he really did pile on the pounds. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's like Yeah, those assassins saved him from those U-Hauls and the nice guys, like he said. Because
yeah, he is seriously like he's one cheeseburger away from chopping his fucking foot off for diabetic reasons.
Yeah, so obviously he gives him his jacket as well, and yeah, he looks like he's on fucking death's door here. He really is. So. Yeah, so he saves the guards as well because, yeah, they could be used as leverage. He's always thinking ahead. He's always trying to, obviously, it looks like Cyrus thinks he's trying to appeal to him. But no, he's just being the good guy as well. He's just thinking of a good excuse to not get innocent people killed. And then we get this line from John Malkovich, which was really weird. It's like, it's not difficult to summarize how Nathan here feels about guys. Oh yeah, and well-known and often lamented facts of penal law. It's like that has got to be a John Malkovich line. That must be.
Yeah,
Only John
it
Malkovich.
reminds me of that quote in Justified season 4 where the head of the Memphis Mafia is like kind of holding Boyd hostage, and he's like, I love the way you talk, where you can make you use 20 words instead of 3, or something like that to describe something.
Yeah, I always thought Boyd was kind of like someone who should have been born in the 1800s and not today, because if you look at Deadwood, people are very, very wary when they speak. I mean, and that was very accurate. People had, even the most layman person had this extended vocabulary when they were speaking, unlike today, which seems to be a bit more simplified these days, commonly, of course. But yeah, that's what I love about I think that's why Boyd is so good as well, because he's not just another antagonist. He is very articulate and he is very smart, and he's got this sort of like great screen presence. And the fact he's played by Walton Goggins, who has real on screen charisma, makes his character so much more memorable.
No, facts. So this is another one of those scenes that I was talking about that I don't feel that Nick Cage gets enough credit for, because as you pointed out, a lot of times he's very much accused of being over the top and overselling his performances and chewing the scenery, yada yada, which I'm not going to argue. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but I am saying that even in a cheeseball movie like this is very subdued here, because he's doing things on a lot of levels. He's literally got Diamond Dog Ghetto holding the fucking pistol on him and wanting to off the pigs, and maybe even off him if he gets in the way of him offing the pigs. And he's got to sell the fact that he wants to keep these guards alive, because 1, he knows it's going to fucking hurt him later on if they do kill him, and 2, because he kind of doesn't see himself as a convict. He still sees himself as a soldier. So in that way, he's just like, no matter what indignities he suffered from the guards, he's still like, well, these are just working class guys doing their job. They're just prison cops, and I don't want to see them get executed. So he has to sell it in a way that he's not showing his cards, so to speak, and he's got to sell it again to Cyrus, and Cyrus buys it. And then on top of that, he has to worry about Diamond Dog, getting mad about him selling it, and he has to kind of de-escalate it. So he gives him the little wink, like, "Hey, man, it's all good. We're all on the same side, bro."
Yeah, I mean, he's using logical decisions as well, because you need, if I was a convict, I would need leverage just in case things got tits up.
Right.
Yeah, and this is where we get this. It is actually a very creepy scene, even though he doesn't do anything. First time I was watching this, I was thinking, Jesus Christ, man, please. I mean, I'm having so much fun here. I don't want this to go the way I'm thinking it's going to go.
It's funny you say that, because I can remember my sister leaning over to me going, toxic, because she called me by my first name, not Lord Toxic. She's like, toxic. If that's a joke, by the way, it's not my real name. She says, if this guy kills this little girl, I'm leaving the fucking theater. And I'm like, well, hey, it is what it is. I don't think they're going to do that, but okay, it is what it is. No, Nix, I 100% agree with you, brother. I mean, I don't know where that line is. I guess you could ask. I guess that's down to everybody's different perceptions, speaking to, where do you draw the line with the artist? And that, I mean, me personally, I have different celebrities that I hold to different standards. Like, for instance, I don't think Joss Whedon did anything wrong, and I'm not particularly inclined to look at Harvey Weinstein as a bad guy, because he's a creep that was banging starlets, but it's not like he was banging them against their will. They were willing to do it at the time to get it, and then only later decided, hey, I want a payday for this because my career's not going good, and I'm feeling bad and having regret over the way that I got my position. And everybody was certainly willing to celebrate Harvey back in the day. But then there's other people that I'm like, a Rachel Zegler that just, she's not a big enough star to act the way that she does. So I'm just like, fuck that bitch. You're not that great. You're not that hot. And you're fucking 20 years old. You have no reason to be this much, causing this much shit. So, I mean, I guess it's just down to your personal opinion. I'm willing to overlook Cusack to a degree, but I mean, it's really, it comes down to like how much people I used to adore, like Stephen King, I can barely tolerate now because of their left-wing bullshit fucking ideations. So
that's a good point. That is a good point, because some have just really, really fucking just
decimated all goodwill, all good favor towards the people that admired them. They have. It's like they're going out their way to just destroy themselves. I mean, even the ones that haven't had enough credibility to destroy, they're already destroyed any credibility they potentially could have had.
I just remember a
It's
time.
like they're just it's like they're hiring the most entitled, fucking narcissistic assholes on the planet now. It used to be just like, oh, you start off humble, you start off a humble person in a small film, then you become a big star, then you become an asshole. But now it's just like they don't even want to work towards becoming an asshole. They just want to be an asshole straight away now.
Yeah. I remember a time when before a movie came out, the actor would go, "Oh, here's the film's about this, a lot of fun. I work with so and so. It's a great story." Now, before a film or a Disney Plus drops, you're getting the message or the political commentary or an attack. Like, hey, you don't watch this, that means you're awful. And the one example I think was perfect was the Charlie's Angels reboot. This isn't made for men. Don't see this. And then men didn't see it. And like, how come men aren't seeing my film? You can't. It's just so stupid that you're not entertaining, you're preaching. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
why
why I like
money, right? You want to make money, so how about you just keep your mouth shut and say, "Come see my movie. It's an exciting space pirate monster movie." That's it,
Yeah, I mean, you need those guys like Josh Brolin in what was it, Hail Caesar, where he just fucking smacks around George Clooney for trying to insert some communist bullshit into the next movie. It's if anyone who's not watched Hail Caesar, do watch it. I mean, that scene is fucking brilliant, and we need more guys like that in Hollywood, just putting these idiots in line. Yeah, and obviously they're digging the plane out, so yeah, I'm gonna get the tractor and yeah. And once again, he's gained more confidence with Cyrus, and he's like, more here. What was it? Let's go back. I always forget bloody quotes. More hands with these lot of work. My daddy taught me that. It's like, well, you know what my daddy taught me? Nothing. And like he said, yeah, he's appealing to him. He's like, he's gaining good favor with him, but he's doing it in a way that's coming across genuine and not sycophantic, as you mentioned earlier. Yeah, and obviously it's obviously like a liberal conservative, sort of extreme liberal and conservative thing as well. He's kind of like a cliched extreme conservative, isn't he? Colin Meaney's character is like, oh, Larkin's probably out saving the rainforest or recycling his sandals. It's like yeah, it's obviously the Cardinal guys like fucking looking for an opportunity to run off. Cameron Poe's looking for some insulin, and he finds some chicken and some, is it garlic or something like that? That does look like something that could have happened in this area for real. Yeah, it's like some kind of some old school voodoo medicine kind of thing. So yeah, and then he comes across the Cardinals' goons, and Donny Trejo sees that some cavalry is coming as well to fuck up their day, which is not good for them, obviously. So now they've got a plan. Now they've got to start staging an ambush for him. And once again, the girl asks if he's sick, and well, I am sick. So I've seen this going a few times as well.
I do like the exchange between him and the little girl. I mean, I know it's set to build attention, but I do like the whole. It's really well written little scene. Like, are you sick? I am sick. Do you take medicine? They don't have medicine for what I am.
Yeah, no, and it's very unnerving as well. It's like Steve Buscemi, once again, he just gives it his all as well. He really goes dark here, and you're worried for this little girl. Yeah, it's like you mentioned, the woman you was dating with at the time was ready to leave the cinema if anything bad happened to her. And this guy in the middle right here, I mean, he seems to have popped up in loads of stuff. Like, he's always playing goons. He's in, I think he's in Miami Vice a couple of times as well. Jurassic Park: The Lost World. He's always, if you want some kind of Hispanic goon to star in your movie in the 90s, get this guy. So Cameron warns them that, if you fire me, a lot of these convicts will kill you. And then they put the silencer on, and it's like, well, hooray for the sounds of fucking silence. Thankfully, Larkin pops up. It gives Cameron the chance to get the drop on him. And he just fucking karate kicks one of the bastards as well. And this is where Larkin and Cameron Poe finally meet up with each other, and he's like, well, how are you going to lower your gun? I'm on your side. He's like, well, there's only two people I trust. One of them's me. The other's not you. And it's a good line. It's a good line. But Larkin does sort of tell him, kind of gets in his favor a little bit, saying, listen, I just spoke to your little daughter and your little girl. I mean, it's obvious like you want to get back home to them. So, let's just be friends and work together, blah, 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 stuff. And have a beer after, maybe a strip club. Who knows? And this is where it does get a little bit emotional. It's like, you tell my wife I love her, but I just couldn't leave a fallen comrade behind. Yeah, so now he knows that, moving on, actually, yeah. Yeah, and it is kind of where he kind of drops the stoic bullshit and does kind of let him in a little bit. So he knows, so he obviously trusts Larkin. Otherwise, he would not have told him that. He knows Larkin is one of the good guys, and he is one of the guys who's going to help him just get a few steps closer to seeing his daughter again. Because, I mean, it is really just about a father with a lot of regrets, isn't he? And he's trying to do the right thing and redeem himself. So, yeah, they start getting organised as well. They get the plane out, and the little girl, she's just so innocent as well. She doesn't think that him being sick is something sinister. She just thinks he's a very ill man who just needs something nice and kind in his life. So she starts singing his song, got the whole world in his hands, and it becomes a bit of a setup later, doesn't it? Then you get these shots as well where the camera's sort of tilting a little bit, and it almost looks like some kind of fever dream, and it puts you on edge because, yeah, you're seeing it from his point of view a little bit. Yeah, he tries to get away. And of course, Larkin gets caught in the blast of the plane, which should kill him. I don't know. All he gets is like this little soot mark on his chest. Gets no fucking burns whatsoever. So he finds a rig. And then backstabbing bastard just fucking doesn't succeed in escaping. Yeah, Lord Toxic's got to take a call, so he'll be back soon. Yeah. Yeah, Cameron Poe just
I wonder if Cusack did this with the hopes that it would get him into like an action genre, because I know he did a character similar in terms of running around in 2010, right, with the end of the world, and he was driving.
Yeah, 2012, wasn't it?
So I kind of wonder, like back in the day, let me do this. It's a gun-toting action film, but I can't think of him doing anything similar to this until later when he did the 2010. Like, what other action? I mean, yeah, Grosse Pointe Blank, he carried a gun, but there wasn't a lot of action hero type films for him. So I'm wondering if it didn't work out in the way he thought it was going to work out.
I know the only action thing I can think of that he did as well was what was it? Grosse Pointe Blank,
right?
Which was more of a comedy anyway. Just
No,
because it's weird because he does actually convince him the fight scenes, and yeah, it's weird that I don't think he ever did become a bit of an action star.
I'm just like, in terms of his career up to this point, and then afterwards, like, did he? Oh yeah, Con Air, Nicolas Cage, planes exploding and guys with guns, and then thinking like a Die Hard or a I don't know why he took this role. I mean, I'm saying this now because he was. Thank you, 2012. I'm 2010. I was 2 years early for the end of the world. I don't know. Maybe that was his thinking that it would get him in a different direction doing other stuff. I'm just to do a deep dive to see.
Actually,
why he
Yeah.
chose this and what he was hoping would come of it.
Yeah, actually, I've just remembered reading about this as well. Apparently, he was a little bit skeptical about being in this movie, but then he saw that there was all these actors like Ving Rhames and John Malkovich, and it kind of convinced him to stay with it. So I think, yeah, because he is mostly just a normal actor, isn't he? He's like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
done all, yeah. It's moving on, blah blah blah. Yeah, so the plane has crashed, and sorry, we were just coming to get you. We totally wasn't going to backstab you. So he gets the cigarettes off MC Gaines, and I love how he tries to say his full name, but gets interrupted just for this line. It's like Sai Onara. He throws the fucking cigarette on the petrol, and it just sets him ablaze. Yeah, even Diamond Dog is like, Jesus Christ, man. I don't know why. Not only that, Nicolas Cage has to flow his majestic mullet in slow motion while explosions are going on in the background, and it looks cool. Okay, how the fuck did the stuntman not die from this? Because those flames are pretty close. Yeah, and he comes across this sort of poor old guy as well. He's just hard and he's fucking scared of what's happening. And he's like, I need to find a syringe. It's like, oh no, man, drugs will end you. It's like, no, it's insulin, you dumb old bastard. Yeah, so it's like, oh yeah, it's wrong there. So you stay here and don't panic. It's like, don't panic. That's easy for you. You're not the one who has to take your piss. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but you're old. I mean, go ahead and piss your pants. I think you're old enough not to give a shit now. You're in a position where you have to do it anyway, so just do it. Come on. So I think oh yeah. So this is where they start getting the plan ready together. Is like, oh yeah, this is that, and this is that, and the other guy's like, well, what's that? It's like, that's a rock. Yeah, so we take out the first one, then we take out the last, engulfing them in a big cage with lots and lots of dead people. What the fucking hell? Those last, man. That line always cracks me up. It does. Yeah, so he then hands a gun to the cross-dresser, and it's like, if anyone tries to get at you, just scratch their eyes out. And oh yeah, the little girl got killed. Ooh, that was hilarious. No, I'm joking. That was,
in a deleted scene, Steve Buscemi eats the girl.
I know they really do fake. It really is a good fake out as well. Yeah, so we get a cool action scene where it's like everyone's just fucking shooting, blah blah blah. They're following the plan as said. Yeah, John Cusack's trying to call everyone back so they don't get killed, but it's too late. Everything's all set off, and everyone's just blasting and fucking shooting. Shit's blowing up. Johnny 23 is like thinking, okay, while they're busy, I get to assist someone. This day's getting better for me already. Yeah, and poor Bubba as well. He's like weak. He's trying to gain some strength to defend her, but yeah, it's no use. Now he's got the insulin. He's like, well, baby, I better start dodging some bullets and explosions while flowing my majestic mullet. Do, 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 do. Okay, more explosions and shooting and bang, bang, bang and boom, boom, boom and guitar riff while majestic flowing locks flow fully camera. So,
how would you sum up Con Air? Bang, bang, bang and boom, boom, boom.
Boom, yeah. Or I could just play this clip. Where is it? There it is, yeah.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang!
Welcome to the 90s.
Yeah. Hey, don't touch her. I got some shrimp here you could essay.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was a bit bad. Yeah, Nicolas Cage just comes in, he saves the day, and he's like, don't ever treat women like that. Yeah, obviously, Colin Meaney's not very happy about what's happening now, and he, once again, damn, has he killed a little girl? Jesus. So Cameron Poe ties the rope to the plane to this, I think this metal, sorry, this bit of stone scaffolding, beam, whatever you call it. Yeah, and everyone retreats as well because they need to get the fuck out of there. Of course, it kind of holds their plane up, but thankfully it breaks free. And for some reason, the Hook just swings over and grabs Colm Meaney's car. It's like, what are the chances of that happening? I know it's a bit of whiplash, but even that was even the odds on that were a little high. Yeah, is that your car, Mel? It's going to be a left mine at the office. Yeah, and it's like,
I mean, you got to give the screenplay credit that they wrangle in this little action sequence. Like there was no need for the car to be like a minor character to end up its own arc from the beginning, showing how much of a jerk Colm Meaney is. I got to get there fast. I'm gonna get the car. Then it gets involved in this action sequence. Then it gets hooked so it can be brought further just for these silly throwaway lines. So I'll give the script that here's just a car. It's a prop. It's not even important, and they've kind of inserted it into the script to become a bit and a joke and part of an action sequence.
yeah, because it just, like I said, it just has fun with it, doesn't it? I mean, that's the whole point. I mean,
even the bunny. He's got the stuffed rabbit to give to his daughter, and even that becomes like shtick.
I know, and it becomes, and it's a part of his objective to get back home to his daughter as well. It becomes a very important part because it's a gift to her, and he's willing to protect that as well. It's the only thing that's worth just as much of his daughter is protecting.
Yeah, that's keeping him grounded for his end game.
Yeah, and the car gets trashed, and he discovers it is his, and when this is over, sorry you little prick. And yeah, the little girl's fine. She's totally fine. She's living in a trailer with a bunch of redneck parents, but she'll do fine. I'm joking. Yeah, even that guy who almost got run over by him is still running away. Yeah, they're all dancing to Lynyrd Skynyrd, and Steve Buscemi is going, defying irony, a bunch of idiots dancing on the plane to a band that died in a plane crash. But no. Yeah, he's getting rumbled again. Shit. This is where he tells Cyrus that someone's on the plane, and this time he is very sure that there is a mole now. I mean, if he wasn't sure, he was already kind of suspecting, but this has just confirmed his suspicions now. He sees the letter and he knows someone on here is trying to get back home, and is on parole. Yeah, and I love how the camera just pans to him as well because he knows he's close to getting rumbled now. Yeah, and it's really where the plot starts to step up a bit more as well because he knows there's a mole on the plane, and he is going to go through extreme lengths to find out who it is. Yeah, so in order to get the traitor out, he's going to use her as leverage, and God bless Baby O. He really does step up here. He's just been cured of his insulin, and he's going to protect Poe because, yeah, if he doesn't, Poe's going to get killed, and but Baby O's just still a convict anyway. He's just going into another jail cell, so he probably doesn't have anything to lose here.
So like a,
So instead of dying,
proper sacrifice.
yeah. So instead of dying from lack of insulin, he can at least go down as a good man more heroically. Yeah. So you've been leaving breadcrumbs while you was on death's door the entire time. And it's like, yeah, it was pretty clever, wasn't it? Then he just shoots him and goes, "No, that's clever." Yeah, once again, John Malkovich just plays up the screen. He just mockingly goes, "My daddy is going to come home to me on July 14th. My birthday is July 14th. Yeah, make a move and the bunny gets it. So now we've got this dogfight as well. They're shooting at the plane, and yet for some reason, none of the bullets hit Steve Buscemi. I mean, that should pretty much send that plane down. I mean, they're really filling it full of holes here. Of course, Larkin's like, "Hey, stop shooting at the plane. You know, Cameron Poe's there, blah, blah, blah." Yeah, but now Baby O's like, he's dying. He's lost hope now. He's like, "Geez, I'm done for." And there's like, all I can think about is there ain't no God. He don't exist. And what does Cameron Poe do? "I'm going to show you God does exist."
I think what Baby O said was, I want to go home. And Cameron said, you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Oh wait, wrong movie. I'm sorry.
They tried hiring Chuck Norris as a marshal, but the convicts refused to escape.
No.
We need Nazi instead for that. We do. We really do. Where are you, man? Where are you, man? Yeah. TSA agents were surprisingly gentle. "Gentlemen, keep up the good work. Hold the line. I shall return to YouTube sooner rather than later." Yeah, we hope you do soon, man. Just let us know when
Mr.
you're
E, definitely. Yeah, hit us up, man. I'll get you on something, bro, for sure.
Oh, thanks for the super chat, man. Yeah. Make a move and the bunny gets it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Mr. E.
Yeah.
I like Mr. E. I like Mr. E.
Yeah, he's a good block. He's a good block. I like it.
Marine Corps veteran. Mr. E, I want to send you a pack of crayons on the Marine Corps' birthday next year so you can have a delicious meal. So definitely.
Yeah, no, so we've got an army guy and a Marine Corps here. So that's fucking awesome. That is awesome.
No, I have a lot of respect for the Marines. I was going to join the Marines instead of the Army, but they found out that I could read and write. So they were like, "No, off to the Army you go."
Oh, you got to get on the stream now, Mr. E. You can't let him get away with that. You can't. But I do like this is how we do start to see Duncan redeem himself a little bit here as well, because when you mentioned Cameron Poe's trying to get back to his daughter, is like he does sort of like he sort of like calms down the bullshit now. He cuts the bullshit. And he does,
I think what Larkin does is when he's young, he's like he's like, "Listen, don't fight." The guy's a vet. He's just trying to get home to his family. And that's that kind of Malloy kind of calms his shit down just a little, not a lot.
Yeah, like he's probably not changed so much though. He's just sort of like he's kind of calmed down a bit now. So yeah, and I love how Cameron Poe just sort of like walks through this gun wound to the arm, and I think if you get in the next shot, he's still flinching a little bit. He's still closing his eyes, so he did feel it. He's just powering through the pain. He's got pure adrenaline as well. He's pissed off. He's just tried to save his friend, and now Cyrus has just pretty much critically injured him. And once again, you get the cool guitar riff as well. Do, 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 do.
There is no way these fucking attack choppers would allow a DE agent and a U.S. Marshal to be in the fucking co-pilot seat. Like, dude, fucking no fucking way, bro.
Heck
like,
yeah.
They would not do that. I call fake on that shit. There's no fucking way, dude. Never.
Still a good scene, that. Yeah, mindless, unrealistic, but still pretty cool. And yeah, he traps Cameron Poe as well from he tries to get to the pilot to put the thing down, but the trouble is there's nowhere else to go. It's set for Las Vegas. And this is still amazing as well when we get to we've done this bit. Duncan calms down. Cyrus the Virus starts going after Poe now. He's trying to break through to get him. Let's keep going. And everyone needs to strap in as well because they're about to crash. And he starts singing the song that the little girl was singing into him, and which makes him look even more nuts. Yeah, we was going to say something. Anyway, so I think this was a wrestler. I forgot his name now. But yeah, anyone in the chats, bring up the wrestler's name and I'll highlight it.
Whose name?
The guy was like, "Shut up, man! We're all gonna die." I think he's a wrestler, but I forgot what his name is. Yeah, let's go back a bit. This guy here.
I don't know. I don't know much about wrestling, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I was still into wrestling as a kid back then, so but yeah, the name really does escape me. So yeah, moving on. Now we've got the Las Vegas crash as well, and it is spectacular because they did this for real in Las Vegas. People were actually calling the police about some kind of terrorist attack or something because that CGI obviously, but the other stuff, all done for fucking real. It's brilliant. It's no CGI whatsoever. They probably worked really hard to try and get this right and not get people killed doing this.
It's funny. Nick says, I knew all I had to do is mention Chuck Norris and RRTNZ would spawn.
There he is. Yeah. Chuck Norris in this film, he kicked the plane out of the air. He used his beard to cushion its fall. God, man. Jesus Christ. You're not the same guy, are you? On two different accounts. I'm on to you now. But yeah, thanks for joining us, RT, man. On any other day, that would seem strange. Yeah, great line. Oh, yeah. So that is funny. That is funny. Yeah, and it just going for a while as well. It really does make you sort of like grit your teeth as well because shit, man. Because there is real danger here. It does make the danger feel a lot more real.
It's interesting because back in 1997, sorry to cut you off, but back in 1997, all of the promos for this film showed the Las Vegas landing thing, and cut for time or cut for whatever reason is one of the attack chopper guys going, "Where the hell are they going to land this thing now?" And John Cusack going, "How about the crap tables?" And it's been cut out of the movie. I don't know. I'm not really sure why, but it was in every fucking promo back in 97. I remember that.
Yeah, I can sort of see why they did cut it out though a little bit. I think even that sounds a bit jokey for Larkin's character. I mean, he gets a few catty lines, doesn't he? Like when Dunker's like, "What are we to blame for why these guys become criminals?" And he's like, "No, but I can point a few fingers if that makes you feel better." That does sound like a line Larkin would say, but even the crap tables ones does seem a little bit too jokey. Anyway, but yeah, I'm kind of glad they cut that out. And yeah, this definitely a line only John Malkovich could say. The last thing that little Casey Poe ever gets to smell will be my stinking breath. But
creepy.
I know. Oh yeah, and yeah, he crashes into a casino and it gets a fucking love this movie. I just love how it doesn't give a fuck. It really doesn't. And yeah, it's like, "Hey lady, get off that plane." And he actually looks very happy that it's been someone's actually sort of enabling his gender dysphoria here.
Yeah, Toxic, you're right. That clearly is not Leguizamo. So
you see RTNZ's comment here down the bottom.
Yeah, here we go. Colmini plays the same character he does in Deep Space. on Deep Space Nine after taking a massive amount of cocaine. Yeah, he does. Yeah, you're not wrong there, man. You're not wrong. Yeah, so far, yeah, the security guards, they get off pretty okay, a bit injured, but they're alive. And Cameron Poe's alive, and the guitar riff kicks in. So it's badass. He made it alive, and he survived it in a cool, badass way only Nick Cage could do. Yeah, he gets Rachel Tickerton off, and yeah, it looks like all the convicts have been captured except yeah, and Bubba's going to make it to the hospital, so he might be fine. But no, Cyrus the Virus and bloody them not make it off in there. Johnny 23 is dead, and I love this reveal as well, where they grab him and his arm's still hanging there. That's a really good grisly image. I love it. Yeah, and he says a goodbye to her, and it's really, really sweet. And this last action scene is a little bit kind of probably the weakest out of the entire film. It's okay, but it does feel like it was a little bit rushed, and I think even the writer wasn't very happy with it as well. Yeah, so yeah, he's using a fire hydrant to knock all the other cops off, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they start shooting, bang, bang, boom, boom. Oh, my God, you know, they're dodging bullets on motorcycles, and I was hanging off the ladder to get Cyrus. And yeah, one of the motorbikes just crashes into Diamond Dog, and the explosion doesn't affect Nicolas Cage. It's like, that's kind of weird, that. Yeah, that would knocked him off, that. But anyway. Yeah, so he's got this big stick thing. He fucking breaks it in half and stabs him in the leg with it. And is it me, or is this a really dumb thing for Larkin to do? He tells the convict to pull over. I mean, what the fuck else is this guy going to do? Pull over and go back to jail?
Yeah, yeah, at this point, yeah, just give yourself up at this point.
License and registration, please.
I know, fucking... Yeah, all you had to do, if he had a gun on him, he could have held it and said, he could have just aimed at him and said, hey, pull over, don't make me fucking use this. He probably might oblige, but nope. All you have to do is point his finger, because that's how you stop convicts from escaping. All the time, isn't it? Yeah, and he relays the line to Cyrus saying, you ain't getting near my daughter, buckle up. So he handcuffs him to the ladder, and yeah, this is really sort of like inconsistently edited because he smashes through this thing in Las Vegas, then lands in this coal mine somewhere. I don't know if it's geographically accurate there, but yeah, it just feels like it's just a mishmash of just random things now. Cool explosions, and yeah, look how he drops. He drops where his legs actually face that right there. And then for some reason, his head ends up there, and he has plenty of chances to move out the way, but no, he doesn't. He lets the thing crush his head.
He's very tired after all the explosions.
I know. Yeah, the lazy bastard. Can't even do a simple thing as move his head out, then like move his head out the way. But yeah, everyone's tired, and Paul gets to do one last heroic thing and save the teddy bear from falling in Pennywise's hard out. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, this is the same way it goes. Well, you should know there's now 3 people I trust. He's like, am I one of them? And he shakes hands with him, and yeah, you don't need to say any words. You know exactly what he means. Then they found the doll, and it's looking like Steve Buscemi's dad in the crash, and it's like, this is a weird thing to be on the plane full of hard asses. Good little cheesy joke, throwaway line, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, this is where they kind of just sort of like cut the bullshit with each other and actually just try and put the differences aside. I mean, okay, all ends well, ends well. You know, he apologizes for the car, and it's like, never mind the car. I was kind of fed up with it anyway. And this is where we get the little heartfelt moment where he's reunited with his smoking hot wife and his cute little daughter, and it's actually very emotional. It is, and he actually does sell it. I mean, he looks like he's genuinely getting emotional here. Even Casey's kind of a little bit nervous around him as well, because it's the first time she's seen her dad in the flesh, and
how do I live without you?
God,
Want you to know how could I be without you? If you'd ever go.
As much as I hate that song, it does actually work here. I'll give it credit here because it's a very emotional moment. Come on, so we've just had a shitload of like violence and crazy bastards. Let's have a little bit of softness now to end on, and the hug, and it's like, getting me all choked up now. Fuck off. Let's move on to Lynyrd Skynyrd now. And he's roaming the streets now. He's gonna probably kill a few more little girls. You know, all's well, ends well. I guess.
No, that's not it at all.
I'm not sure your definition. Maybe it's a UK thing, but I feel like your definition of all ends well, all's well that ends well is a little different than ours. But okay.
All tied up in a nice, neat little bow. What? No.
Everybody's happy, including the Marietta Mangler, also happy, and that's what you want.
And the Shropshire Slasher lived happily ever after.
I know, it's so weird as well. He's actually out to roam the streets and probably do what evil deeds he used to do, and we got this real. But straight away, we got Lynyrd Skynyrd kicking in while everybody's names come up in the credits, and they're popping up, smiling and laughing. It's like, what the hell?
it is hard to not have a good time when Lynyrd Skynyrd belts one out at the end of your fucking movie, and everybody's doing a whole Predator montage of fucking cool little scenes. You know, it's Sweet Home Alabama. We let a serial killer get loose.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right.
Except for herpes. That stuff stays with you.
Yeah, it does.
That's Connor. That's Connor. It's mindless. It's stupid, but it does get a few things right. But it's so memorable. It's so quotable. It just does not care what it sets out what it's trying to do. Just entertain you and give you some very memorable lines to sort of like butcher with your mates down at the pub, because that's what a great film needs to do sometimes. And Con Ed does that in spades. It's one of Nicolas Cage's more subdued performances, and while it's not his most interesting character, it kind of makes a bit sense. It kind of makes sense as well. It's kind of weird how the most over the top Nicolas Cage films has his more subdued performances. I mean, and this is not the only example. I mean, Raising Arizona, he's kind of subdued in that very wacky film. But God, I just love this movie. It's hard not to. It's every single action cliche you could think of, turned up to 11, and it knows it just enough to have fun with it. So that's my final thoughts on Con Air. But so we'll go through a few of the chats that I missed as well, because when they're going through the movie, I don't always get a chance. So they tried hiring Chuck Norris as a marshal, but the convicts refused to escape. Yeah, that sounds about just right. So about the I think it's about the explosives from earlier. Those with Nick Cage surviving. Those fireballs are made with quick burning gas, not the heat that messes with you. The lack of remaining oxygen that messes you up. Yeah.
Ironically, like you pointed out, one of Nick Cage's more subdued performances in a lot of ways, but you look at his character and the mullet, the cheesy fake ass Southern accent, yada yada yada, wearing a wife beater throughout the movie pretty much. It doesn't seem like it's subdued, but then if you juxtapose it against like the year previous when he does The Rock, and later on this year where he does Face Off, it's definitely subdued. And a lot of people who don't know, Nick Cage in the mid to late 90s was box office gold. I know now that he's in such deep debt, and this was brought up by Enzo on Outcast Creative the other day. He throws out these fucking, all these senseless movies to justify, buying castles and dinosaur eggs or whatever the fuck it is that he does. And he even makes fun of himself a little bit in that, that the glorious
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Yeah.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, playing himself and all that shit. And to that degree, none of that stuff is untrue, but I will tell you this, those movies, The Rock, Face Off, Con Air, even Gone in 60 Seconds, which wound up bombing, ironically enough, all those movies, like, they had a huge fanfare and were fucking bangers. And this is all coming off of his 1995 win for an Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas. So then he just started churning out these what is it called? I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
National Treasure. I actually like that. I actually like that movie. I think
it's a banger and it does well. And I'm saying that to say this, which is like, yeah, I know he's got a shit ton of direct to video thing, but in or around this time, he was considered fucking solid gold for, a lot of studios and shit. They'd be like, yeah, man, pop Nick Cage up in that bitch, and they'd be like, yeah, and then of course, he's had an odd career, I guess. You could do an entire stream on the ups and downs of Nick Cage,
Yeah, despite his eccentricities, he does come across as a decent guy, Lloyd. I don't think I've ever seen him come across as a total asshole in real life. I said, have you not seen any hints that he could be an asshole in real life? I mean, he's a weird guy, but that's about it. He seems very harmless, to be honest.
Well, I also know, like, besides his action horror sci-fi type stuff, Family Man, I remember enjoying with Téa Leoni.
Oh, good point.
And then there's the one where the lottery, he splits the lottery with for God's sakes, the waitress. Yeah. He's a cop. And And then Moonlighting, right? He was the love interest for Cher.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can track his career of doing, like, he's just like, it's up and down, these weird performances in these, like, some are blockbusters, like the lottery ticket movie with Bridget Fonda in the mid and early 90s. And then you have the late 90s where he's like a bona fide action star, but you also have the 80s where he was zany and whimsical, like in movies like Moonstruck. Sorry, I got it confused for a second. And of course, the fucking incredible Raising Arizona.
Oh yeah. I also want to throw out that I was a bit of a fan of the animated Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse. Nick Cage is Spider-Noir, and it was such a fan favorite. They're doing a streaming live action Spider-Noir where it's Nick Cage playing this Spider-Man character that's in a 1950s black and white universe, 1940s black and white universe. So that's something really different compared to all the stuff that he's done.
Yeah, no, agreed. Because he's a very good actor, actually. He really is. I mean, I love Leaving Las Vegas. It's a dark, depressing film, but Nick Cage, though, I mean, you just can't help but feel bad for him, and you want him. You kind of hope he does kind of get some hope to get back on track and give up his pursuit of ending himself and go off into the sunset with Hot Nancy's Elizabeth Shue, but unfortunately it doesn't end that way. Spoiler alert, it does end on a very downbeat note. But
you say Hot 90s Elizabeth Shue as if Elizabeth Shue isn't still
she is. Oh yeah, she is. Yeah, I know. Ignore her that she's still a banger. I think she's got to be in the 60s now, but Jesus Christ, man, she still keeps in shape. She really does. I mean, that last appearance on Cobra Kai, even the Boys season 1, she still looks great. She really did.
We are still listen. Elizabeth Shue or anybody related to Elizabeth Shue's career, like her agent, whatever, somebody listening to this podcast, listen, Northern English Bastard and Critter are both married. I am still fairly free agent. So let's make that happen. I am not worried about the age gap. Bring it on, baby.
Yep. Con Air is a weird one. Quotable, remarkable, yet highly misremembered by many. Is it? I don't know. I mean, I don't think I know anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Maybe people who are way younger than us, who knows? But I don't know. They've got dads that can probably get them into it. So yeah, one of Dave Chappelle's early roles. Yeah, and honestly, I think Cage just enjoys working. Apparently, he gives 100% no matter how crap the film is. I love Gone in 60 Seconds. It's weirdly paced but fun. Yeah, I understand the fans of it. There's fireworks going off for some reason. Don't know why, but anyway.
That was me scooting my chair. Sorry, bud.
So yeah, calling it now. Cage is getting an Oscar nomination for the upcoming Madam film. I just want to see him and Christian Bale on screen together. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the few times where he's really, really doing proper acting. And then again, I'm not gonna, I'll take that back because he's always acting. Even if he goes over the top or subdued, he's always acting. He's always, like you said, arty. He's giving 110%. So.
What is real quick for me and the audience who doesn't know, what is Madden? What is that?
I think it's about one of the I think it's one of the American football films anyway that's just coming out.
Not a football guy, but John Madden. I think it's a biopic.
Is he playing John?
Where's Nix to help us out? Nix knows everything.
Somebody help us out. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I've seen him in the drunk post. He's put on weight for the role, and unless that's Christian Bale, I'm thinking. But I know Nicolas Cage might be on it. Let's have a look.
Christian Bale and Nick Cage in the same fucking film, dude. They say, I know a lot of people have said, even Critical Drinker to a lesser degree has said things like, there is no actors that'll just get asses in the seats regardless. But I say bullshit. You tell me Christian Bale and Nick Cage are in a fucking movie together. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what the story. I'm going. I'm in that bitch. Like facts. Like there's no ambiguity, and I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. So I have no. Okay, about the NFL coach.
And I just looked it up. Yeah, it's about Nicolas Cage is playing John Madden, and you go to IMDb, you'll see a picture. He's put on some weight. I guess he's playing a younger, not the later years, but obviously a younger John Madden in the beginning of his career and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope he does. I hope at least get a nomination. Come on, because he's a very talented guy. Weird backstory aside, but he does come across very harmless, though. He never comes across like an arsehole or someone spiteful for the fans. He seems very grateful to his fans no matter what. So
yeah, I just want to point out too, quick shout out RRTNZ, big friend of the channel. All of us, always supports all of us, both with awesome Chuck Norris quotes, but also with super chats, and does what he can to, jump in and help us out. Came up with some amazing book titles for my first book, Slapdash. I didn't use any of them because they all involved, me selling my anus in some kind of way or one of my orifices. But I did appreciate the fact that you that came up with that. So yeah, RTNZ. I said Nick's MVP. The RTNZ's another MVP.
Yeah, RT man. Yeah, he's always welcome, man. He really is. You're always welcome, RT, Nick's, Dave Wilson, everyone that comes on his chat, you are always welcome on it. And he has no problem chucking us a few quid. You don't need to. I'll still highlight your comment. This is not open bar where tons of comments just get.
I don't think he does it for that. I think he does that just generally because he likes us C-level C-lister YouTubers to have a shot, especially the ones that are, I guess you'd call us Critical Drinker adjacent or something along those lines. I think he just honestly just supports us in that way, which I always appreciate. And he bought my book, so also cool. Appreciate that.
Yes, that reminds me. Do you have a book that you've written by any chance?
That's crazy that you brought that up, Northern English Bastard. I do have a book. We have just cleared a little over 1,000 copies sold. It is called Slapdash, and it is a Kansas City crime novel. And it's about a ex-felon, ex-soldier named James McCulley, lives in Kansas City and works for his stepdaughter, who is a private investigator, as a consultant, because he can't be one himself, and gets embroiled in a war between the Dirty White Boys, which is a racist biker club, and the Kansas City Mafia. And then, of course, the federal government wants to get in and also be involved in it. His job is to go find a missing passport, which is an external hard drive that has a bunch of blackmail evidence and hidey hole places of laundered and stolen money. And it takes place in or around 2017 and 18, and is loosely based on someone we may know's life, with both criminal and military career. So you can get it on Amazon, or you can get a hold of me directly, and I will send you a signed copy if you are in the United States. Outside the United States, you got to go to whatever Amazon is there, because I am not going to ship stuff overseas because it's way too expensive.
Seems very fair as well. So yeah, because I mean, it's not much buying it on Kindle, but you're still getting something off it, aren't you? So, but,
yeah, facts.
Yep. Is there anything you need to plug as well? I mean, is there another stream involving a blonde, spunky vampire slayer by any chance coming up?
Funny you say that. Yes, Northern English. I am also got every weekend, and we did a supplement one this week where we are in season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer Toxic Rewatch. We do 2 episodes at a time, and the 2 gentlemen above me right here are kind enough to join me along with Toonie Boy. And we talk about all things Buffy. And right now we are balls deep into season 2. Yesterday, I went ahead and did a list of my favorite Friday the 13th movies for Happy Friday the 13th today. So if you are of a mind to, go to my channel and you can check that out. And later on tonight, I will be on Horror with Nadia to do Stranger Things season 3, episode 4, I believe.
And so, this is the part of the podcast that's not scripted.
Not at all. Not even
that was,
a little.
That was very natural how this happened. Well, thanks for the wink.
Yeah. So yeah, Critter, is there anything you want to plug apart from Buffy, of course, because we know you're going to be on that. But
I'm trying to knock out this AI generated action figure doll Battlestar Galactica movie, and I'm hoping I can get it done sooner than later. But it's going to take me a bit of a while, unfortunately, due to life and family and job.
Yeah, that's fair play. I mean, listen, YouTube these days is like a hobby. You got to focus on other things at the moment. If you can do the YouTube thing when you get some free time, because
I'm having fun doing it, but I wish I had more. I wish I had more free time or I could stop time, which is not going to happen.
Yeah, well, the good thing about doing streams is you can just knock it out and that's it, and keep the channel going. But it's good to guest on it as well, because that way we can still try and help your channel blow up a little bit as well. So yeah, thanks for joining me, you two. This has been so good. Oh yeah, final thoughts on Con Air. I've already said, man, and I've kind of mixed up the plugins, and so yeah, final thoughts on Con Air, Critter.
Oh, again, it's a great film. It holds up well. It's popcorn. You don't have to think too much, and like that cast. Is just half of them are just phenomenal. Just the quote unquote famous ones.
Yeah, agreed. Toxic. Final thoughts.
I mean, it's a great nostalgic romp. I will say that on this most recent rewatch, was just like a couple hours ago, I was amazed at how much, even though it's a campy, over the top 90s action throwback, I was amazed at how much stuff they actually got right. The stuff that they got right, they got really right. The stuff that they got wrong is way over the top wrong. There's really no middle ground here at all. And I pointed all those out in the segments as they popped up as best I can. So make of that what you will. But it is something that I find to be endearing. I can pop it on and enjoy it. I think it gets a pretty good run. I don't have regular TV anymore, although we do have regular TV at the hotel I do security for. So I do see it pop up on TNT quite a bit. So I think it gets on TBS or TNT. I think it's kind of a mainstay as far as movies that pop up. And when they do so, they give you a couple extra scenes that were not in the theatrical release, which is kind of cool. So that may not be true right now, but I know it has been true in the past. So whatever that's worth.
Yeah, thanks for that. So yeah, that is the end of the stream, and thanks for joining me, everyone. So Mr. E, Nix, David Wilson, who else? RT, obviously, Trump Daddy, Wemmy Spoons, Nadia as well. Come on, David as well. Always welcome you a lot. You've been great. You know, you're keeping the channel going, you keep the momentum going. I don't always get to read them, but I hope highlighting them is still enough because I don't know, you make it worth doing this. Leroy Peters as well. Thanks for joining me. You just make
Leroy. Sorry about Leroy. What up, dog?
I know. Yeah, you just make this worth doing, you a lot. You really do. It's I think I've been doing this for like a year and a half now, and it's like, Christ, man, I'm still doing this stuff. I thought I was going to get fed up of it, but no, I'm still enjoying it. I still am. I really am, and it's all down to you a lot and having these great guests all the time, or these great people that I've been gotten to know the last couple of years. So, whether you beautiful bastards are Northern English or not, thanks for watching, and do remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to ring that bell in order to be notified. And if you wish to further support this channel, the links will be in the description below. And do remember to subscribe to my guests and Worthy. And right now, that's us done, and we're off to the pub. Thank you, and enjoy your weekend, you beautiful bastards. And before we go, a nice little to play us out is a nice little tribute to one of our favourite actresses of all time. She's the bestest ever.
Baked potato changed my life. Baked potato showed me the way. If you want to know what is wrong from right, you must listen to what potatoes say.
Don't be good, don't be bad.
Potato,
Don't be happy, don't be sad.
thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potatoes say.
Don't be early, don't be late.
Thank you, baked potato.
Always eat what's on your plate.
Thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potato